Live from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, this is ECHL Hockey. Tonight, the Fort Wayne Komets play host to the Kalamazoo K-Wings. Good evening, everybody. Tommy Schegler along with Shane Albarani. This is the back end of a home-and-home between these two teams. The K-Wings winning the first half of the series last night up in Kalamazoo by a score of 3-2.
Well, these two teams, unfortunately, Tommy, are not going to make the playoffs. However, this is a big rivalry. This is one of the best rivalries in all of minor league hockey. These two teams have chased each other the past 40 years. This will be the 376th meeting between these two clubs. So even though there's no playoff implications and both these teams will be going home after tonight, it's still a rivalry game and there's still a lot on the line.
Yeah, anytime you get two rivals together and a lot of pride on the line, there's always a possibility for quite a good contest. That's what we're hoping for tonight, obviously. And we have some good talent out on the ice. For the Komets, Lincoln Cayley-Schrock is the guy that we're going to be keeping our eye on tonight for several reasons. He's a Fort Wayne guy, kind of a fan favorite here for the Komets.
Well, with sweeping changes going to happen in this Komet organization, is tonight going to be the last night these Fort Wayne fans see Lincoln Cayley-Schrock in a Komet uniform? Over the past 61 years, you're not going to find a more popular Komet, arguably the most popular Komet of all time, but this may be his last game. And on the other side, for Kalamazoo, Corey Carlander, in his 19th professional season, he's been one of these team leaders for Kalamazoo. This is his 7th season with the K-Wings. Also, he is the distinction of being the only player to represent Kalamazoo in all 4 leagues they have been in.
Wow.
So this guy is a leader, and he too could be playing his last game in a Kalamazoo jersey.
He scored a goal in that win for the K-Wings last night up in Kalamazoo. When you take a look at the goalies, goaltending has been something from a Fort Wayne side of things. It's been pretty good this year. It's been what's in front of the goalies that's been the problem.
Yeah, it's been up and down. The goaltenders have been they've been frustrated. As we take a look at our starters tonight, Jeff Deslauriers, who was in net last night, he faced 50 shots. It was a shooting gallery last night in Kalamazoo, 88 shots altogether. Deslauriers with the loss. Ryan Daniels gets the nod in goal for Kalamazoo. This is only his 2nd start of the year. And a little bit of a side story, he is going to be reunited with J.M. Rizk. They were college teammates under former Komet coach Greg Walhalski.
Obviously, this is the last night of the season. It's the first season in the league for the Fort Wayne Komets. As you mentioned, the learning curve has been steep for the Komets this year. They're trying to figure things out, probably sweeping changes from a standpoint of the Komets. And you probably could say, to some degree at least, for Kalamazoo as well, not in the playoffs either.
Right, both of these teams are going to reevaluate their affiliation. Fort Wayne with Anaheim, Kalamazoo with Vancouver. So neither one of these teams, or I should say some of these times, you're only as good as your affiliate.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that these two teams are going to be out of the playoffs, and it may be directly related to that affiliation.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. We hope that you stick around and join us all night long for ECHL Hockey here on Xfinity.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get to the top, to gain recognition, and get the world's attention. And when you do all that, you create vehicles that are one of a kind and worthy of a much closer look. Don't miss our entire lineup at the Jeep Showcase event.
Now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $379 a month.
No matter where you're going, things at home are under control. Your control. Experience Xfinity Home, only from Comcast, the total home security and home control solution that lets you manage your home from anywhere, with features like remote alarm controls, video monitoring, and light and thermostat controls. Awesome is being connected to your home and family. Choose Xfinity Home and save $28 per month over ADT, a 40% savings. Call 1-800-XFINITY now.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. How you admire all this depends simply on your point of view. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event.
Get $3,500 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2013 Chrysler 200 sedan.
Welcome back here to the Memorial Coliseum here in Fort Wayne. We are getting ready to start hockey night in Fort Wayne here on a Saturday night as the Komets and K-Wings get ready to go at it in this regular season finale. We'll listen in to the national anthem here. About ready to get some hockey started here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The Komets and K-Wings, a couple of coaches that have been through better seasons in the past, I'm sure. Al Sims, of course, he's had such a legendary run here in Fort Wayne.
Well, Al, it's going to be a big question whether Al comes back or not. And on the other end of the ice, Nick Bootland for the Kalamazoo Wings, another guy who's been with the organization a very long time. And like we said in the open, there are going to be sweeping changes in probably both these organizations starting after tonight. I'm sure the exit interviews are already set up for both general managers. And it's going to be real interesting to see what two teams show up next year on the ice in Kalamazoo and Fort Wayne.
Well, it's a very difficult thing to enter into a new league, and you can go and scout things all you want from a Fort Wayne standpoint and see the games in the ECHL maybe last year when they knew that they were probably going to make the move, but until you're in it, until you're dealing with an affiliation, until you know exactly how all the ins and outs work, it's a learning process.
Oh, it absolutely is. And if you go back to when the Komets were AAA, when it was in the old IHL, using 50 to 60 players in the season certainly wasn't out of the ordinary. The Komets had affiliations with Winnipeg, Edmonton, and the Washington Capitals back in the day. And it's just something that the fans and even the organization, since they moved to AA back in 1999, it's just something that they have to deal with. And the fans and the organization aren't really used to that much player action during the season.
All right, we're moments away from getting things started. Obviously, we mentioned that neither of these teams are going to be in the playoffs, but a lot of pride on the line tonight. And you can see there, as we take a look at the standings, Komets just right behind Kalamazoo. Last night's loss to the K-Wings secured first losing season since 1997 for the Komets.
And let's not forget, when the Komets don't make the playoffs, they seem to come back and win it all. That's happened the last two times the Komets have missed the playoffs, and this is only going to be the fourth time in 38 years that the Fort Wayne Komets will not be in postseason play. And for Kalamazoo, they're just 2 years removed from playing for the Kelly Cup and the ECHL title series. So a little disappointing for both of these clubs this year, and let's see if we just have a very good hockey game to end this season up.
Aaron Clark and J.M. Rizk on the opening face-off, and just like that, perhaps in his last game, Kaylee Schrock drops the gloves 4 seconds in.
Well, this is probably carryover from last night in Kalamazoo. There was a late hit on Eric Giosa by Jan Sauve, and Schrock wanted to mix it up last night, but the linesman got right in the middle of it. But this time, Lincoln Kaylee Schrock was going to leave no doubt. She's just going to hop in there and go in there against Sauve. As I said before, Eric Giosa is a scratch tonight because of that hit, so Schrock getting a little payback from last night.
Yeah, we take another look at it. It was only 4 seconds in. We're already putting our replay guy to work here, Shane.
Well, that's classic Schrock right there, and like we said, tonight might be the last night we see Kaylee Schrock in orange and black, and he's gonna go out the way he came in, punch it.
Man, he landed a nice right on the chin of Sauvé right there at the end with his jersey pulled up and over his head. He still lands a pretty big shot. They call him Schrocky Balboa here in Fort Wayne, and there's a reason for that. All right, back to live action. Komets get it into the zone, work it down in. Behind the net, here's Wheeler. Trying to wrap around, but it's rubbed off the play, and here come the K-Wings back the other way, dumping it in and giving chase.
Well, I said these two teams go back 40 years in the opening. This is the 376th meeting between these two teams. The Komets have a 2-game edge in the all-time series.
Here's Clark dumping it back in from the neutral zone. Ryan Haggerty goes back, corrals for the Komets, and they come the other way. Up back to mid-ice into the zone. Looking for centers, Thomas Beauregard. His pass is intercepted. Back comes Kalamazoo into the zone. Leaves a pass, but it's broken up. Kings get it back, and now we get a whistle.
And it's the rookie Gagnon who got hit. And again, there might be a little bad blood left over from last night. So you got two teams that have a pretty good rivalry. You put them up, they're not making the playoffs, and you have a home-and-home to end the season. So things could get very interesting tonight.
Yeah, we talked a little bit before we went on the air that, back in the old days, this probably would have been one that was a brawl from beginning to end. And maybe we might have a throwback here tonight in the Memorial Coliseum.
And Kalamazoo getting sent off. They're going to skate a man short. Kalamazoo, the least penalized team in the ECHL. The Komets, the second most penalized team in the league.
All right, so power play for the Komets. It's been a struggle for Fort Wayne this year. Syroczynski loses his stick, but the Komets keep it in the zone. This is Brandon Marino. Look at the center. Goes all the way through and into the corner. Matt Furman gets it up top. Back to Rizk. Rizk tries cross ice to Marino. One of the defensemen has lost his stick. And a big blast from up top by Schaus. Nick Schaus letting it fly. And now it's taken out of the zone. Komets will have to set things back up.
Komets' worst power play in the league, and I can't really remember if that has ever happened in their 61-year history.
And can you think of why, Shane?
Well, you look at the personnel on the ice, they never had anyone to quarterback the power play, and here's a shorthanded chance for Kalamazoo.
Clark can't corral, and they kind of lose an opportunity, but they get one back, and a great centering feed, and denied is a shot by Nick Sirota. Here come the K's back the other way. Still 56 seconds left in the power play. J.M. Rizk in the corner. Centers to the youngster, Lindsey Sparks. Keep it in. Furman can't handle in front of the net, and they get it out to the K-Wings.
Well, going back to what you were saying about the power play troubles, there was 7 rookies on this team on the defensive line, and that's something that doesn't usually happen, to have that many rookies. And the Komets in the offseason were definitely hoping for Frankie DeAngelis to come back on this hockey team. He kind of left him hanging all summer long, and when that happened, the Komets were left without that quarterback on the power play.
Yeah, and that has been a big thing. It's probably not something that your average fan, on the street thinks of too much, but it's a big deal to not have that guy up top that can either let one fly or get you a great pass. Here they come. One last wave with 5 seconds left in the power play. They set things up. It's now even strength. And here come the K-Wings on a shot that was deflected the other way. Walking in, and they can't connect on the centering feed.
And penalty on Fort Wayne. It's going to be a hook. So the Komets going to pick up their first penalty minutes of the night.
Probably needed to in that situation.
That was a good penalty to take. It's going to be Beauregard getting sent off. As it was Carlander who broke in after getting the puck away from Schaus.
It was kind of a weak hook, but at the end of the day, it was Alex Friesen that couldn't handle the pass coming in. And now, after just being on the power play, The Komets will be on the penalty kill, and it's the K-Wings' first shot at getting a power play.
There were a lot of shots on net last night in Kalamazoo, 88 in all. Jeff Deslauriers took most of them. He made 47 saves in the losing effort.
Kyle Page wrapping it around far side. This is Grenier, Alexander Grenier. Holding, up top, and a turnover, near turnover up top. K-Wings are able to hold it in, and it finally goes out. Offside called, so come out of the zone. We'll do a face-off. Minute 22 left in the power play. Tommy Schegler and Shane Alvarani here from the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. Game is scoreless here in the early portions of the first period. Komets are able to win the face-off. Matt Furman. But here come the K-Wings quickly back into the zone. Elgin Reed wrapping it around, and Reed's back with it. He lets one fly. Deslauriers, one save. Swipes at it in front. Another centering out top, and Reed can't handle the pass. Komets are going to get a break, and the K-Wings will have to set things back up. A couple of quality chances in front of Jeff Deslauriers there as the K-Wings were on the doorstep. .40 seconds left to go in the power play. Here comes Kalamazoo. This is Clark. Clark leaving it to Brett Lysick, and they turn it over. Here come the Komets the other way. This is Nick Wheeler gaining the zone, looking for a center. Now he lets one fly, and stopped by Ryan Daniels.
Oh, Nick Wheeler is just the hustle bug out there. All he does is work. He came up from Dayton earlier in the season, and he has just played his heart out since being up here. And here's a guy who's probably going to get an invite to camp next year for Fort Wayne. As we take another look at it, it was Sparks, the rookie who was just picked up, who just signed out of the University of Michigan, coming in there and dishing it off to Wheeler.
Sparks with it right now behind the net. We got 16 seconds left on the power play for Kalamazoo as they look to get one more wave going as they dump it into the corner. Keeping it into the zone and centering was Lysick, but nobody's home and the Komets clear. Even strength. So both teams with early power play opportunities, but unable to cash in. All right, here come the Komets as they are able to gain possession of the puck. This is J.M. Rizk passing off and getting it back on the give and go. He's unable to get a shot off, leaves it behind the net. Fighting for it on the boards there is Beauregard, but he's rubbed off the puck, and here come the K-Wings the other way. Centering feed off the side of the cage by Corey Carlander. From the Komets back the other way. Wheeler unable to corral the pass, and we have an icing.
Well, Ryan Daniels in net for Kalamazoo tonight. He's only been in 3 games for Kalamazoo. He hasn't seen very many shots. 2 of those, I believe, were in relief. He's got 1 loss. Jeff Deslauriers, of course, was in goal last night. He being sent down in February by the Anaheim Ducks. He's been outstanding, but unfortunately the Komets have not been able to cash in on an NHL quality goaltender.
Corey Carlander on the faceoff, wins the faceoff in the Komets zone. But the K's are able to intercept the centering feed and get it out of there. Another icing. Come back down to the other end. No score early on. Couple chances for each team, but nothing too threatening here early on. We have had some physical play, a couple early penalties, and oh yeah, there was that whole fight thing 4 seconds in.
Again, that's carryover from last night. Sove and Schrock dropped the gloves right at the beginning of this hockey game, and things have calmed down a little bit with both teams skating shorthanded.
The Komets are able to win the face-off. It's dumped all the way down on the other end. Nick Wheeler, that Mr. Hustle that Shane was talking about, mixing it up behind the net, but Carlander comes out with it. Here comes the Zoo into the zone. 1-on-3 and a shot is saved by Deslauriers and a rebound given up. Deslauriers is able to stand tall, especially on that rebound, which was a tough extra shot. We got to take our first break of the night as Ryan Daniels makes a save on the other end of the ice. We are still scoreless here at the Coliseum. We'll be back for ECHL hockey on Xfinity.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you insist on setting yourself apart, rising above, and standing out, it attracts all kinds of endorsements. See our 2013 lineup at the Dodge Showcase event.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on select Dart SXDs for $149 a month or purchase and get $1,500 total cash allowance.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep. It's our showcase event. We have the best minivans in the business, Ryan.
That's right, Matt. Get a brand new Dodge Grand Caravan or a Chrysler Town & Country with standard with DVD. Take it down to spring break for only $299 a month.
I like it. Hey, Casey, what about you?
Now, I have the 2013 Chrysler 200 over 30 miles per gallon for as little as $189 per month. Or the sporty Dodge Avenger for as low as $16,950.
That's low. What about the trade-ins?
Get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade.
Even if it doesn't run.
It's our showcase event of the giant American flag, or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. That's Brett Smith, of course, a big part of this team, and he's in the stands tonight.
Smith, a part of the championship team last year in the CHL. He's been out, I believe, with a shoulder injury for a couple of weeks now. Smith put in a pretty good season, 45 points, 13 goals, but see the look on his face. He's very disappointed in the Komets ending up not in the playoffs this year.
First period action, no score. Nick Schaus from a nice pass from Brandon Marino can't handle them. They're back in the corner. These things cycle around. Kalamazoo is able to gain possession, and here they come the other way. Brent Lysick into the zone, centering feed, and a shot goes wide of the cage. Deslauriers didn't even need to make an attempt on the John Armstrong offering. Komets end up getting the deflection. Here they come back the other way. This is Rizk going around a defender and into the zone. Quick wrister is blocked away and into the boards. Jamie Milam is able to keep it in. Behind the cage, centering feed. Nobody home. Kaylee Schrock is in the neighborhood, but was not able to corral. Here comes the Zoo. Milam breaks it up. This is Kaylee Schrock. Here comes Kalamazoo the other way. Into the zone. Komets doing a good job trapping there, able to steal it away right away. Rizk leaving it. And a shot unable to get through. You go the other way again.
That was Klotz with the backhand. He was trying to make an impossible pass to Rizk. And that's been another problem with this Komet team this year, passing up those great shots and just passing it one too many times, and it takes away a scoring chance.
Nick Wheeler was trying to get on his wheels and motor that one down, unable to do so. We'll go back the other way and an icing as the puck slipped through and unable to touch it up, so we go down to the other end.
Well, Kalamazoo is an interesting team. They are kind of built on a lot of veterans, especially Corey Carlander, who we mentioned. This is his 19th year pro, but you got Sam Fatorik, who is scratched tonight. He's a 15-year vet, and Brett Lysick, a 12-year vet who has NHL experience. So it'll be interesting to see what Kalamazoo brings back, especially with those guys still being able to put up numbers.
Cloutier up the wall, connecting with Michael Leon. Some big hits down behind the Komets net and back into the zone quickly. All by himself and giving a risk to the Deslauriers. Was able to make a pad save on. And
here we go on the other side.
This is the new guy.
It's Michael Leon, who was just added to the roster today, and he's in there with Gagnon, who was just added to the roster for the Komets on Wednesday. So two kids puffing up their chests and duking it out. We got our second fight of the night.
That didn't go well for Leon. And they brought in Matthew Gagnon for that very reason, amongst others, but he's known as a thumper. And here's we see that physical play. Big hit on the boards.
It was on Butler and Gagnon.
And that was Leon putting on the hit. But here's Gagnon really kind of getting the better of that fight.
It looked like Leon maybe, if he was cut, looks like on the forehead. So he's going to leave the game, and it's a nice one. So Leon is going to go out and get some attention there. And the K-Wings will have a short bench here for a moment as Gagnon is going to get the extra 2, so Kalamazoo goes back on the power play.
That was a beatdown, Gagnon style.
Oh, here we go. Another gem from Tommy Schegler.
Come on, that thing's
it writes
gold.
itself, I know.
That
It writes
thing is
itself.
gold, I'm telling you. All right, here we go the other way. Power play right now for the K-Wings. This is Reed at the point. Quick snapper, a delayed penalty.
And another one on Fort Wayne. 14 minutes and penalties last night in Kalamazoo. And this time it looks like it's going to be Nick Schaus going to get sent off for a slash. And it's a 5-on-3. Schaus not happy at all, as it's a pretty crowded penalty box down there.
Yeah, it is right now. We have more room on the bench right now. So Komets in a bad spot. Let's see if the K-Wings can take advantage of this 3-on-5. They win the face-off. Milam having some trouble with it. He's unable to clear, and that's going to allow Nick Sirota and the rest of the K-Wings to set up shop. This is Sirota. Back over, and a big snapper in front, blocked down, but it's going to stay in the zone. John Armstrong, one-timer, letting it fly was Sauve, and then the Komets are able to clear the puck.
Well, Milam and Sirota were teammates at Northern Michigan University, so we got a pair of reunions tonight between Daniels and Rizk and Milam and Sirota.
This is Armstrong, all kinds of room to work in the 5-on-3 right now. Armstrong looking, gives it down to Sirota, back to Armstrong. He winds up, big shot, goes wide. Armstrong back with it. Back to Armstrong, and he fans on the one-timer. Sirota now, back to Armstrong. Sirota walking in. Deslauriers, big frame, blocking the near side. J.M. Rizk gets a stick on it, and the Komets are able to get it out. Rizk needs a quick change. Big snapper, and Deslauriers is able to corral it and cover. Good save to stop it, as the Komets were almost even another man down because Rizk needed off. They were in the middle of a change right there.
Well, J.M. Rizk, who was called up Norfolk for about 3 weeks, played 5 games in the NHL, didn't register any points. As the Komets very happy to get him back. And you see Jeff Deslauriers making another expert save there as he hauls that one into the crest of his jersey.
Goaltender wins the faceoff. This is Kyle Page. Back up top to Reed. Reed, the big slap shot. Knocked down in front of him. He gets it right back.
Nice play there by Butler. He got the leg down and the stick down. Didn't give Reed anything to shoot for.
Another shot by Reed. Rebound is unable, and Butler is able to go over and clear it, and that is going to clear off just about all of this power play. It's 5-on-4 for the next 9 seconds, but a big moment for the Komets. Just 6 seconds left, and we got an offside, or icing, excuse me.
Reed's got a little excited there. It looks like I couldn't tell who that was streaking in there across the blue line. He was going to be wide open. I think it was Elgin Reed, and the pass a little bit too far out in front of him. And it causes the icing, and we'll have a face-off down in the Kalamazoo zone.
Matt Furman setting off. Loses the face-off and runs it down behind the net. And we are back at full strength. Even up here. Big penalty kill there for the Komets. And this is Nick Wheeler. Off the turnover, the neutral zone. Lets it fly, Daniels, no problem.
with the save.
Nice job by Wheeler as he turned on the Jets. The K-Wings had numbers. Wheeler did a great job of just getting a shot off. Daniels a little bit deep into the net. That shot maybe gave him a little bit of trouble, but still it was a nice shot, nice save, and we stay scoreless.
8:26 left to go here in the first period. No score, and a quick shot by Jamie Milam off the faceoff. No problem at all there for Daniels as he got a perfect look at that one, and there wasn't that much on it. Milam does have a pretty big shot. Didn't show it off there in particularly. Let's do it all over again. Friesen wins the faceoff, and he's back with it in the middle of the ice. Into the neutral zone. Passing it up and gaining his own, and offside's called there.
You see Brandon Marino out on the ice for Fort Wayne. If there's been one bright spot on this Comet roster, it's been Brandon Marino. He's 6th in the ECHL in scoring with 72 points. He was the reigning CHL MVP, and he came over here to the ECHL and hasn't lost anything.
Be interesting to see if he's back in Fort Wayne next year. Probably some opportunities in Europe, I would think, for him to go over and maybe cash in a little bit because he's had 2 really good years, one in the CHL and now in the ECHL.
I think in another 3 hours, his phone's going to be ringing after the conclusion of this one.
There's no doubt about that. Sheilast had an opportunity, was unable to cash in. Komets get it back. Getting it up the ice is Scott Kishel. K-Wings end up back with it, and here they come on the attack. This is Mallet, and the shot gets deflected up into the netting. So we'll have a face-off.
That was actually a nice shot by Mallet. He got Deslauriers leaning, and he put it back into tried to go to the near post, but Deslauriers got the stick out and knocked the puck out of play.
Here's Clark on the face-off against Furman. Furman ends up getting the better of that thing. Here come the Komets. Nick Wheeler turns it over in the neutral zone, and back the other way with it is going to be Cloutier. Getting it up. Try to get it to Clark. Clark unable to handle the pass.
Another offside.
Another offside. Yep. So a little choppy right now. Not getting a lot of fluid play.
And here's Lindsey Sparks sitting on the bench. Here's a look at the rookie when he was a member of the Michigan Wolverines just a week ago. 17 goals, 18 assists this season with Michigan. And we see him wearing number 39 there and rocking the twine and getting a goal for the Wolverines, who are out of the NCAA tournament. But that's good news for the Komets, as Sparks has skated well just here in 2 games with Fort Wayne.
Basketball team is doing well, though. I'm sure
they're sticking in there. I'm sure he was watching the game last night.
Enjoying that. That was quite a game. All right, back to live action here. Nick Schaus can't handle the pass, and a turnover.
That was Haggerty with just a bad pass, and Kalamazoo's going to keep the zone here.
And that's Friesen getting it around behind the net, but nobody home. And the Komets are going to kind of dodge a bullet. Friesen had a bit of an opportunity there when the pass went awry. Bailey Schrock fighting with Charleboy. This is J.M. Rizk. Shot on net, deflected in front, but goes wide. That was Matt Syroczynski in front, working in front of Daniels. Big hit in the corner. Comes out the center, and coming away with it is Grenet. Nice centering feed, goes right through the crease, but no one is there to corral it. Back into the corner, no one home, and tracking it down is Friesen. Friesen unable to get there before the Komets get a hold of it, and they're able to clear the zone.
Grenier is such a big kid. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, and he uses his body very well.
Scott Kishel loses it in the corner. Back come the K-Wings the other way.
Another offside from Kalamazoo.
All right, we got to take a break. We are still scoreless here in Fort Wayne. We'll be back with the rest of the first period after this.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. How you admire all this depends simply on your point of view. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event.
Get $3,500 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2013 Chrysler 200 sedan.
O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance price, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
First period action. We get ready to rev it back up here from the Coliseum. Face-off won by Kalamazoo and quickly stolen away by Lindsey Sparks. Into the zone. His shot is deflected into the corner. Milam's able to keep it in. This is Marino. One-timer saved by Daniels. Nick Schaus letting it fly from the point, but Daniels is there.
Komets couldn't get anything in front of Daniels, and he had a clean look at Schaus' shot. Thomas Beauregard out on the ice right now for the Komets. He's got 10 goals against Kalamazoo this year, and he couldn't get in front of the net as we see the save by Daniels.
All right, face-off here in the K-Wing zone. Won by Kalamazoo. Sent flying up the boards and into the neutral zone where the Komets are taking over with it. Tyler Butler. Pass deflected in front momentarily, and Thomas Beauregard, look what I found in the neutral zone. He kind of waits for everybody to catch up, and now the K's dump it in. A couple of guys make a change. Here comes Kalamazoo back the other way now. Kalamazoo dumps it in. Rizk tracks it down in the corner. Now they fight for it on the boards. Rizk centering feet. Nobody home except for Klotz from the Komets. This is Furman into the zone. Backhand is covered up by Daniels.
Furman was hoping for a rebound there as it was Haggerty streaking in to the slot area, but Daniels was able to put the paddle down and get in the whistle. We see Matt Furman, another one of these kids that the Comet management found this year in camp. And right there you see Haggerty streaking in, but Daniels right there to make the stop.
Furman back into the circle to square off against Alex Friesen, who wins the face-off.
That's another problem the Komets have had all season, is winning face-offs, with Colin Chalk lost most of the season due to injury, and he is a face-off expert, and that has been a real problem for the Komets this year.
Turnover and a funny bounce in front. Daniels has to snatch it up with the glove. And a little extracurricular, couple words, nice words, probably just wishing each other happy Easter.
Wheeler got in there a little bit too tight to the goaltender, and that's going to warrant some attention every time. So a couple of the wings took exception to that, cleared Wheeler out, and both teams change it up, and we get a face-off in the Kalamazoo zone.
It was kind of a funny bounce in front of Daniels, and
it was going end over end, and Daniels kept an eye on it and hauled it in.
All right, JM Rizk and Friesen go at it on the face-off. Friesen ends up winning that thing. Butler takes over for it for the Komets. Milam dumps it in. Syroczynski trying to corral. Bailey Schrock with a nice check behind the net. Big shot in front. Syroczynski waiting for it to come out of the air. Now another shot from the point. Butler is centering feed, nobody home.
Oh, Syroczynski was right in front along with Schrock, and the pass went over both of their sticks. And that is a Syroczynski type of play for a big guy. Such great hands after being re-signed by Fort Wayne back in February. as we get another look at it. Here's the dump in right in front of the net. Syroczynski put the stick up. It would have been a whistle for playing the puck above the shoulders, but they just could not finish.
Shots 10-8 right now in favor of Kalamazoo. We're about 3.5 minutes away from our first intermission here from Fort Wayne. No score in this game. Tommy Schegler and Shane Alderani on this last night of the season here in Fort Wayne for both of these two teams. And this is the former Wolverine, and waited a little too long for the outlet. Thomas Beauregard called for the offsides. And we got a number of offsides of both sides. Most of them have been Kalamazoo, but Komets guilty of that one.
Well, you can tell Lindsey Sparks is a young kid looking to make an impression. Beauregard just kind of misjudged his speed there and couldn't keep up. As Sparks went over as Beauregard trailed.
Sparks wins the faceoff. This is Schaus dumping it around. Sparks runs it down in the corner. Cuts off a man, centering feed that Schaus can't handle. Now a shot on goal is blocked into the corner. Sent down the other way. This is Haggerty corralling for the Komets. And back the other way. Dumping it in, and they'll give chase again. Nice cut off by Beauregard. Here's Beauregard. Here's Sparks, kicked it over to Beauregard. No shot on goal, and a couple of potential shot attempts there, but unable to kind of corral it. They were in a good spot to get off a quality shot, which have really been lacking. Shots 10-8 right now, but Shane, I would say there haven't been too many quality scoring opportunities on either side at this point.
Oh, well, that's been the story all year, really for both of these teams. Kalamazoo hasn't scored a lot, only 203 goals. Komets right in that neighborhood as well, but what the Komets aren't doing, they aren't getting that lateral movement out of the goaltender. They can't get a movement left to right, and they're ending up shooting it right at him.
All right, we're under 2 minutes to go here. Fighting for it in the neutral zone. Pretty good wrestling match going on between Matt Furman and John Armstrong. Komets come away with it.
Armstrong, the former Calgary Flame prospect, was drafted by the Flames in 06.
Furman gets a shot in on Daniels there behind the net. Grenier up to Armstrong.
Another offsides. And that kills the flow of the game more than anything, as we're down to 1:16 to go. And the way the game started off, we thought there were going to be a lot more fireworks than what it is right now, but neither team has been able to get anything really flowing good offensively. Let's see Daniels coming out to play the puck, and Furman got in there. He lost his stick.
Daniels is a big dude, 6'2", 225. And he had the padding in, and he's able to absorb a shot. Minute to go here in the first period. And a dangerous pass there behind the K-Wings net, but Carlander ends up with it. Still fighting. Kaylee Schrocken able to get it away, but his pass is intercepted. And Kalamazoo gets it out of the zone. Now dumps it up, and they will fight for it in the corner. Scott Kishel works it around the boards. Kaylee Schrock with it, leaving it. Syroczynski, and he dumps it in. Jamie Milam gives chase down, but the K-Wings come the other way with it.
Under 30 seconds to go. Let's see if the Komets have got time for one last rush. The Schaus is going to ice it, so guess not. And we'll have a face-off all the way down in the Komet zone.
Well, I would say that for the majority of the first period, the K-Wings have had the better of it in the face-off situation, so they have one last chance now here on the other end. Aaron Clark up against J.M. Rizk to win a face-off in the Komet zone and get one quality scoring chance here before the first intermission. Clark's unable to do that, however, and Brandon Marino comes away with it. And here are the K's into the zone. Beauregard, gotta let it fly, does just that, and we get a whistle. bunch of traffic headed towards Daniels in front, and
Schaus and Reed connecting there in front of the net that knocked the goal loose. Now Beauregard didn't have anything. He had to take a shot. Another easy save for the goaltender. Here's Beauregard, quick little wrister. And again, looking for a rebound. Haggerty and Schaus were right there, but Daniels sucks it up and gets a whistle.
Yeah, the goalies at this level are just too quality to let a biscuit fly on a rebound on a shot like that. They have full sight of it. They also can see the guys rushing in front of them. They're not going to give up too many big, fat rebounds right in front like that. The goaltending in this league is impressive night in and night out.
And that is one of the big differences between the ECHL and the Central Hockey League, as the Komets have seen that coming over to this league this year.
So that is the end of the first period here from Fort Wayne. No score between the Komets and K-Wings. We're going to take a break and be back after this. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep, and we're excited. It's Truck Month. It's an award-winning truck, and there's great deals. Ryan, tell us about it.
That's right, Matt. The Ram is North American Truck of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and you can pick up a Ram Quad Cab for just $289 a month.
That's low. Casey, what about the SUVs?
See, that's a good deal, Matt. You can get the all-new Grand Cherokee for $309 a month, or the third-row Durango for $319 per month.
And what about the trade-ins?
You get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade,
even if it doesn't get towed in.
It's Truck Month under the giant American flag, or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Ram Truck Month reminds us that focus and dedication paves the road to something revolutionary. That one-track devotion allows you to do whatever it is you choose to do. We only build trucks, award-winning trucks. Come test it today.
Right now, well-qualified lessees get this exceptional low-mileage lease offer, or $22.50 total cash allowance.
Stupid rain. Yeah, you know it does that.
You don't have Xfinity?
No.
Right.
So.
I can think of other ways we can entertain ourselves.
Oh yeah, that's on.
Okay.
Sure. Maybe we'll keep it higher.
No,
Yeah,
that's...
Ditch satellite. Awesome is getting a better TV experience, rain or shine, with Xfinity. For a great offer, call 1-800-XFINITY.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance priced, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
First intermission here at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum in Fort Wayne, Indiana. No score between the visiting Kalamazoo K-Wings and the host Fort Wayne Komets. We are going to take you now to a segment of On the Brink with the Komets. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back with more here from Fort Wayne after that.
Expectations and the pressure to win come with the territory for professional athletes.
The history of the Komets go back, I think it was our 60th year last year, so it goes back quite a ways. We got 3-4 generations of fans coming to the games.
To thank Fort Wayne, Indiana, you know, from coming from Toronto, Ontario, you know, Leaf Nation. I mean, we sell out every home opener, every Thanksgiving, every New Year's Eve. Any given night, you got, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 people there.
On the Brink goes inside the Fort Wayne Komets locker room for a never-before-seen perspective from players and coach.
We're one of the top drawing teams in all of minor league hockey. There's quite a history here, and we've been in a lot of different leagues, and the team has been very successful and won a lot of championships.
It's an inside look at one of the most successful teams in minor league hockey.
Well, so far we're 7-4. This is a new league for us. We just changed leagues last year, and it's a good start for us. We're up in second place in our division.
It's the morning of November 17th, and the Komets are coming off a loss the night before. The players get to the arena for practice before their game tonight against the Evansville Icemen.
This is all they do. They're professional hockey players, and their practice is from 10 to 11 in the morning. The rest of the day is usually theirs. We might have a video session at noon some days in preparation for getting the guys ready. But most of the guys, this is what they do, and they make anywhere from $400 a week to $1,500 a week. I started out as a player in 1973 with the Boston Bruins, and as a rookie got to play with Bobby Orr, my defense partner. Bobby Orr is one of the most famous hockey players that ever played on defense, and it was like catching passes from Joe Montana. Everything was right there. Made it very easy for me to break into the National Hockey League. I ended up playing 10 years there till 1983. Most of the players for us come from either the junior leagues in Canada, the major junior leagues, or the Division I and Division III college teams all over the U.S. And there's literally hundreds of places to get players from.
This is my 15th year playing pro, I guess, so to speak. And grew up playing minor hockey in the Toronto area and the GTHL, like AAA hockey, so to speak. Got drafted in my midget year to the Kingston Frontenacs and Ontario Hockey League, so it would be like comparable to like Michigan State or whatever, like a D1 college.
Colin Chalk is a throwback to my day with leadership and the way the leaders were back then. It's very difficult to find a leader like Colin Chalk now in minor league hockey that's still playing. Colin brings a lot of fire into the locker room. He's not afraid to stand up in front of his teammates and give everybody a tongue lashing as well as himself when it's needed.
Give me the head fake here. I want to see it. I got to figure it out in the neutral zone. Hold the back of that net. There it is. I love it. I love it. My shoulder pads are about 20 years old. Yeah. More than that, yeah. I think it was Bantam AAA or Midget AAA, and Joe's the man over there. He rebuilds them when they need to be done.
One of Colin's favorite things to do on game day is going to lunch at Fazoli's, a tradition he's had for years.
No, that year we made the playoffs, but everyone did. In the whole league. But we were.
Did everyone make it?
No, remember one team got left out.
His mustache is a little weak from his stance compared to yours, but yours is.
This is 33 years of mustache growth right here.
Yes. Jean Michel has to do some work. Straight out of the womb.
I mean, I'm 33 years old, you know? Should be able to grow a mustache better than you guys.
Thread the socks, right?
Yeah.
That's smart. Yeah. And he can never do it.
You guys do that at home with the girls?
No, they just throw their stuff everywhere, and it take hours to separate them and put them back together. And then my 8-year-old thinks it's cool to wear mismatched socks. That's even worse because then I can't find the socks that match ever.
It's an hour before the puck drops. The Komets are looking for a strong performance at home after a loss the night before in which the team feels they didn't play up to potential.
I like to just hang out and chill, Some guys, usually the older guys, they kind of just sit in the room and hang out. The younger guys are jumping around. Well, I don't know. You kind of find what works for you, right? I've always kind of had the same setup, I guess. I tried doing that, the warm-ups and the ladders and the lunges, and just as far as, I felt like it was a waste of energy as far as on game day, you know what I mean?
Last night we kind of laid an egg, and we know that, and it was talked about, and we know we have to come out tonight and really get it done, especially at home, in front of the crowd, especially against a team like Evansville, who's in our division. We play plenty of times. So
first of all, before we talk about Evansville, talk about the game last night here, and after watching it again today, I think that, the biggest thing about our hockey team is, last night we brought no passion and no emotion to the game. And, you could hear it on the bench. I didn't hear guys yelling across at the other team. I didn't hear guys yelling at guys on the ice. You know, we seem to play better when we take things personally. You know, we got to make sure when we come to this building that the fans are seeing an effort. You know, you're expected to win championships here, and there's probably no other place in sports where that's expected of you walking in. It's a good kind of pressure, guys, because it's the kind of pressure that puts rings on your fingers. And that's what we're all here for. Against Evansville, we only got 5 defensemen. So our game has to be tonight, get it deep and play it in their end. The more we play in their end tonight, the better it is for our 5 defensemen. Because if we're playing in our end tonight like we were last night, you know, we're going to be gassed after 2 periods. When Evansville wins, they go 2 for 5 on the power play, 2 for 4, 3 for 5. So we have to stay out of the box and be disciplined tonight.
Once you kind of establish a little bit of a hate for the other team, it makes you play with a little bit more passion. Well, it's obviously we both don't like each other. We've created kind of a rivalry with these guys last year, and before they were Muskegon, and there's guys on the team that we definitely don't like, and that's why we're expecting a fun game tonight.
Game notes, it's biographies of the other team's players. You know who's a shooter, who's a passer, who's tough, who's soft, just a little bit. I mean, you're not going to remember everything about everybody, but if you can retain 1 or 2 things, then it helps.
Give my team a chance to win. Simple as that. Go compete, work hard. I'm a pretty blue-collar player, so I just go out and compete.
It's about the effort that we put forward. We get treated great. We're expected to go out and play. I understand that. We need to put out a good effort all the time, home, road, wherever we are. Let's be ready to go. We do it for ourselves, for the guy beside you, every guy in this room.
Let's commit to it, eh? Let's commit to it. Same side chips. Time.
Attaboy, Thorny, attaboy.
Time, Brenner, time.
Keep getting the puck to the net, White. Keep getting the puck to the net.
Come on, give it to him.
Get that cycle, get that cycle.
Time, Smitty, skate it! Go, Bo, help! Time, Butsy, hey!
You're good. All right. Aaron, no better than that.
Stick on puck first, eh? Stick on puck, then body. Stick on puck, guys.
Just try and pound it off his pillows. We'll get guys going to the net, you know?
That first shot, though, it was...
Right, yeah, it hit him. Yeah.
Time, Henner! Henner behind you!
So, hey, Brandon, remember, if you guys see Robinson coming down the wing like that, leave him out there, okay? He's going to make the play through you if you go to him, so just leave him out there, make him shoot the puck.
Above him! Can't allow that pass, men! Allow that pass!
Block it! Come on, boy, get it back! Get it back right now, get to work!
Evansville scores the first goal of the game on a power play just seconds before the penalty expires. After a lethargic start, the Komets are looking for a spark.
I was right.
right in front of you.
Leave the stick up for himself. Things on like a rag doll.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you insist on setting yourself apart, rising above, and standing out, it attracts all kinds of endorsements. See our 2013 lineup at the Dodge Showcase event.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on select Dart SXTs for $149 a month or purchase and get $1,500 total cash allowance.
Ram Truck Month reminds us that focus and dedication paves the road to something revolutionary. That one-track devotion allows you to do whatever it is you choose to do. We only build trucks, award-winning trucks. Come test it today.
Right now, well-qualified lessees get this exceptional low mileage lease offer or $2,250 total cash allowance.
Welcome back. First intermission, no score here between the Komets and Kalamazoo. Let's take a look at some of the highlights we had in the first period. A scoreless one where there were a couple of nice opportunities early on where Jeff Deslauriers was able to make a nice save on Alex Friesen. And then a little bit later on, the K-Wings on another rush, and Deslauriers able to stand the test, not only on the first offering, but also by the rebound on Tyler Sheelis' shot. And then the Komets a little bit later on, Ryan Daniels stands up to the first wave. Second shot didn't get to the net, and Daniels stood tall in the net all throughout the first period. Let's take a look at the stats here. As we said, it is scoreless, a 10-9 shot advantage for Kalamazoo, and both Daniels and Deslauriers looking good throughout the first period. We got second period action coming up here from Fort Wayne after this break.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get to the top, to gain recognition, and get the world's attention. And when you do all that, you create vehicles that are one of a kind and worthy of a much closer look. Don't miss our entire lineup at the Jeep Showcase event.
Now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $379 a month.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep. It's our showcase event. We have the best minivans in the business, Ryan.
That's right, Matt. Get a brand new Dodge Grand Caravan or a Chrysler Town & Country with standard with DVD. Take it down to spring break for only $299 a month.
I like it. Hey, Casey, what about you?
Now, I have the 2013 Chrysler 200 over 30 miles per gallon for as little as $189 per month. Or the sporty Dodge Avenger for as low as $16,950.
That's low. What about the trade-ins?
Get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade.
Even if it doesn't run.
It's our showcase event of the giant American flag, or jump online
at GlenbrookDodge.com.
This is your home phone. So is this. And this. This is texting from your home phone and checking your voicemail at 30,000 feet. This is staying in touch when you're close and when you're far away. This is easy. This is simple. This is awesome. This is Xfinity Voice. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. How you admire all this depends simply on your point of view. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event.
Get $3,500 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2013 Chrysler 200 sedan.
Second period getting ready to get underway here from Fort Wayne. Al Sims, the head coach of the Komets, has had all kind of success here through the years. Tommy Schegler, Shane Albarani here on Xfinity. We're getting ready to rev it up.
Well, for some reason, Coach Al Sims seems to have success wherever he goes, with the exception of the ECHL. He had one coaching stint. That was back in 2001, 2002, when he was the head coach at Reading, and a team that did not qualify for the playoffs.
All right, we are in the opening couple of seconds of the second period. Centering feed by Kaylee Schrock. Jam Rizk, quick shot, goes just wide. Haggerty keeps it in, but his shot is intercepted, and the K-Wings clear the zone and gain the Komets zone. Sirota had it taken away, and here come the Komets back. Cross ice pass to Brandon Marino. Check that, Kaylee Schrock, and he gives it up, so back come the K-Wings the other way. Back and forth action, and a shot deflected in front.
Oh, it looks like that was Sparks. No, it was Gagnon who caught the brunt end of that shot, and he is hurting.
That was Alexander Grenier, and he was fully loaded on that slap shot.
Yeah, there was nothing between Gagnon and the shot, and we take a look at it. That was point-blank range. Oh, yeah. That doesn't feel very good.
Yeah, you're going to feel that one in the morning. Back to live action. Brandon Marino in between his legs.
Nice pass, but he couldn't connect. Trying to get Sparks, who was just sprinting up the ice. He would have had a great chance.
Armstrong, quick shot, deflected in front, doesn't make it to Deslauriers. And the Komets get it out of their zone. Armstrong, the outlet pass. Going the other way is Friesen. Friesen unable to corral. And here's Leon. Leon backhander.
And a penalty is going to be called on the Komets. Going to be another hooking call. That's just been the story all year for this team. Getting into penalty trouble.
That wasn't as bad in the first period. Didn't hurt them too bad, but they did have a 5-on-3 at one point that they were able to kill off.
See if we can take a look at the penalty here. As it was Milam takes away with the puck off the rebound. Didn't really see it. It's going to be on Sparks.
Yeah, that was a little ticky-tack, I think. But nonetheless, K-Wings on the power play. And this is Clark winding up and firing. Deslauriers gives up the rebound. Komets are able to get it over into the corner. Nick Schaus is back up top to Carlander.
Now Aaron Clark has had a slow night so far. He's Kalamazoo's leading scorer. And Aaron Clark has 19 points against the Komets this year. He has almost a third of his points come against one team.
Wow. Komets almost had a golden opportunity of a 3-on-1, short-handed there, but a bounce of the puck later. It was an offsides call, so we end up with a face-off. Still a minute and 30 left on the power play. Sirota rifles it around behind the net, goes around the boards to the other side. Fighting for it, Nick Schaus comes away with it, sends it behind. Sirota centering. Carlander back down to Sirota on the half wall. Cross ice, and a shot is deflected in front by Nick Schaus. And here come the Komets. Short-handed opportunity for Nick Schaus. Backhander. Another time, still loose in the crease. And finally ends up behind the net. Sauve comes away with it, and a couple of amazing opportunities short-handed for the Komets.
Give credit for Schaus for sticking with the play, but give more credit to Daniels. Well, he did not give an inch. He was sprawled all the way across the goal line, and he made 3 stops on Schaus.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they could have gotten any elevation on that puck at all. It was going in because the net was just wide open. 30 seconds left in the power play for Kalamazoo. Schrock's taken down in the corner, no call. And here we come back the other way. Armstrong. And backhander is saved by Deslauriers as Armstrong hooked up with one of his mates, and the backhander was turned away. Back into the zone, cross-ice feed, tic-tac-toe, and a goal. That is Alexander Grenier.
Great puck movement there by Kalamazoo. 2 quick passes and then a shot. And that's how you work the power play. You don't give the D any chance to set up. It's just tic-tac-toe. And it was a great scoring play by Kalamazoo. We take another look at it. Said Grenier gets the goal. That's going to be number 9 for Grenier. You see Reed carried it over, 1 pass, 2 passes right there in the slot, wide open, and the easy goal.
Discouraging for the Komets, just from a standpoint of only 2 seconds remained in the power play, but Kalamazoo gets that all-important first goal, and it's 1-0 K-Wings with 16 minutes left here in the second. Here come the Komets back the other way. Sparks' shot is saved, no problem, by Daniels.
And again, another chance for the Komets. It was point-blank range for about 7 feet out. Sparks just decided to wind up, but Daniels had position. He makes the easy save.
Take another look at it.
Here's
Schaus.
Schaus.
He had the
1, 2, and 3, 4 shots.
Not sure how they didn't get that second or third one through, but Ryan Daniels really standing up to the test there. How quickly things can change. You go from that kind of an opportunity on one end to the K-Wings cashing in on the other end, and now all of a sudden their goaltender standing up that way has given them a 1-0 advantage in this game. This is J.M. Rizk and Reed fighting for it in the corner. Reed wins that battle up to Sirota. Sirota across the blue line. Nice centering feed and not able to handle it. Another centering feed. It's still back, caught up on the net behind the goal, and a whistle comes.
Sirota right on the doorstep, and he's going to get a shove at the end of that play. I believe it's Schaus or Gagnon.
Let's take another look. Flying into the zone. It was Sirota. Nice centering feed.
Schaus had another chance at it right in front of the net.
Sirota had another shot at it too, but the puck wasn't able to get through. Lysick also in on that play as well.
It is from behind the net. Deslauriers had that short side covered up.
Yeah, it was Aaron Clark slicing in on that other side, and he just couldn't handle that initial pass from Sirota. That probably would have been a goal had he had been able to corral that pass. 1-0 K-Wings here on the last night of the season for these two squads. Deslauriers rebound on the other side.
Oh, there's a trip. Kalamazoo got away with one. Right in front of the net, it was Butler. He was taken off the play.
There's Wheeler sending one in. Shot is deflected. Grenier comes the other way. Giving it up to Armstrong. Armstrong fans on the center, but the K-Wings still corral. Page. Down to Friesen. Friesen lets one fly, and Deslauriers has a little bit of trouble with the knuckleballer, but nonetheless is able to shove it off to the side, and the Komets come the other way with it. They dump it in, and we'll get a change.
I don't think Deslauriers even saw that puck. He reacted almost when it was past him.
Marino. Nice centering feed, unable to handle it was Sparks. And a shot on goal by Friesen goes wide. They fight for it in the corner. That is Leon. Thomas Beauregard comes away with it on the other end, but stealing it quickly is Mallet.
Beauregard picked his head up, and he got his pocket picked by Mallet.
Carlander turns it over. Here come the Komets the other way. Brandon Marino centering. Sparks winding up, and a glove save by Daniels. 13:42 left to go in the second period. The K-Wings have taken a 1-0 advantage on the Komets. We'll be back with more ECHL hockey on Xfinity.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance price, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you insist on setting yourself apart, rising above, and standing out, it attracts all kinds of endorsements. See our 2013 lineup at the Dodge Showcase event.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on select Dart SXDs for $149 a month or purchase and get $1,500 total cash allowance.
Back here at the Coliseum, second period, 1-0 K-Wings right now.
There's Nick Schaus, who you see 5 goals on the season. He should have 5 tonight. Many chances as he has had. And that's just a microcosm of the Komets season. Just seems to be just inches away, and that's just the way it's been all year.
Carlander and J.M. Rizk going at it. Carlander once again gets the better of Risky. And it goes up into the crowd on the wraparound attempt on the boards there. Kind of a funny bounce up and over the glass. So we got another face-off coming. Pretty good crowd, over 9,000 announced here at the Coliseum on this final night of the season. A lot of Fort Wayne fans are used to deep runs into at least April, and in some cases at least lately May. So kind of a bit of a change. Here's Syroczynski with a shot off of the face-off that goes wide, but the Komets still keep it in. Schaus, Rizk, the centering feed, and unable to handle it is Schrocky. Kelly Schrock unable to handle that centering feed from Rizk, and here come the K-Wings the other way. Deslauriers covering up, and we'll get a face-off.
Schaus and Schrock working it down low and in front of the net. The Komets still couldn't get a scoring chance. As we get a face-up down in the Komets zone. It's going to be to the right of Deslauriers. There we see the shot on Deslauriers. It was a weak little roller, easily gobbled up.
Big shot off the face-off by Reed from the point, but Deslauriers once again, pretty easy save there. No traffic in front, and we'll get another face-off. Let's do it all over again.
Elgin Reed, 25 years old, 195 pounds, and he's got a big shot. We've seen it a couple times tonight.
This is Jamie Milam. He was a part of that championship team for the Komets last year, and the rookie Sparks to Beauregard. Beauregard shoots and scores!
Beauregard's 11th goal against the K-Wings this year, as we got a little extra going on after that. It looked like it was Marino who was taken down. He took exception to it. Gagnon in there again. What a surprise. It's Beauregard's 24th of the season. Like I mentioned, 11th against Kalamazoo this season. Let's see if there's going to be any penalty minutes tacked on at the end of that goal. But the most important thing, Komets tie it up at 1.
Sparks really able to fly into the zone. Gave it up on the wing to Beauregard, who is known as a goal scorer. It's what he's here to do. And he goes top shelf past Ryan Daniels, and there is the hit on Brandon Marino afterwards. It started the scuffling after the goal.
And look at that, nice drop back pass. And Beauregard, like you said, top shelf where my mom used to keep the peanut butter.
Tie ball game, 1-1 here in the Coliseum. 24th goal of the season for Thomas Beauregard. right, so we got a new hockey game here, tied at 1.
Milam and Sparks getting the assists on that. We're all tied up.
And we do have a power play.
I didn't hear what the penalty was.
Nick Sirota ended up in the box for the K-Wings for unsportsmanlike conduct is the word. So the Komets on a power play after just scoring a goal. See what happens here. Taylor Schrock gets a shot in the chops. No call. Brandon Marino and Kelly go after.
It's Brandon Martell who got away with a cross-check on Schrock.
Center, Syroczynski in front, backhand, no! Komets keep it in. Brandon Marino looking for somebody to get it to. Schrock's centering feed is deflected, and the K-Wings are going to be able to clear it out. Still a minute left in the power play. A nice opportunity there on that last shift for the Komets. Crowd getting into it here at the Coliseum. Once again deflected back towards Deslauriers. Still 40 seconds left on the power play. And this is Schaus leaving it for Rizk, and Rizk turns it over as they head into the blue line. Komets having problems just able to get it in and setting up shop.
Komets seem to have a little bit of spark in their step right now after getting that goal. They played pretty flat this first half of the hockey game.
This is Scott Kishel. Sends it in, and the Komets gives chase. And they turn it over once again. Possible 2-on-2 opportunity, winding up and firing, but shot is deflected by Kishel. Back come the K's. This is the rookie, Lindsey Sparks. Matt Furman, a shot that goes up and over the goal.
Well, Daniels made the first move there. He went down, and Furman tried to pick the corner. Great idea by the rookie, but doesn't put the puck into the net, and we stay at 1-1.
The power play is over. This is the best opportunity for the K's during that power play opportunity. Matt Syroczynski in front, the backhand.
Schrock had a chance at it as well. But there's Marino creating a play, and that's one thing he has been able to do all season.
Nick Wheeler with a quick shot off the face-off. Daniels once again able to stand up to the test. This crowd also getting into it after that goal. They had been just as flat as Fort Wayne had been up to this point. So,
well, you mentioned the crowd over 9,000 tonight, and that's one thing the Komets have not been able to do is win when the crowd has been over 9,000. I believe the attendance has hit the 9,000 mark probably 6 or 7 times this year, and the Komets just don't seem to get it going. They don't feed off the crowd very well.
1-1 is our score here. Here come the Komets into the K-Wing zone. Shot on goal. Daniels turns it away. Furman sends a shot back in that was easily patted away by Daniels. And here is Grenier. Couple nice moves. Gains the zone. Big shot. Deslauriers gives up the rebound. And Jamie Milam clears for the Komets. Midway through the second period. A couple of goals here in the second period, and we are all tied up. The K-Wings getting on the board first with an Alexander Grenier goal, and then Thomas Beauregard answering back for the Komets, and that's where we stand here. Tommy Schegler, Shane Albarani here from Fort Wayne, bringing you ECHL Hockey on Xfinity on this last night of the regular season for these two squads. Here's J.M. Rizk into the zone. Makes a move. Backhander is deflected. He sticks with it. Light shot sent in. Sticked away by Daniels. Fought for it in the corner.
Komets right now just throwing the puck at the net. Not having anything behind these shots. Now Kalamazoo is going to ice it.
Shots are now even amongst the two teams. 19-19.
We take a look at the last fury there by the K-Wings. It's Grenier who moves so well for a big kid. As he gets over that blue line, he gets by Kishel and just snaps one off. Had a great screen. Deslauriers just able to pick it up at the last second.
Grenier, 21-year-old, 6'2", big guy, 6'2", 200 pounds, as you mentioned. I mean, he really flies out there. Great stick handler. Komets win the face-off here in the K-Wing zone, but Kalamazoo gets it out. Beauregard gives chase. And here's a turnover. Coming the other way. Big shot by Clark, goes wide of the net. There comes Sparks the other way for the Komets. Into the zone. Centering feed for Beauregard is knocked out to Haggerty. And a deflection, kind of a funny bounce, ends up outside of the zone. So Komets maintain possession, but trying to set things back up, and Sparks is unable to handle the pass coming through the neutral zone. Sirota taken down by Sparks here on the near side.
Another great part of this time of year, unfortunately these two teams not making the playoffs, but it's having a chance when the collegiate players and the junior players can get signed, and you really see the enthusiasm of some of these kids. As you see Sparks, who's just flying around the ice. They're looking to impress. They're looking for jobs next year.
Yep.
So it's really nice when you get to see these kids at their first professional level, and definitely Sparks right now is trying out for next year.
Yeah, and you see it all the time with several amateurs amongst many different organizations. Sometimes they can have a big part in a playoff run.
Well, you talk about Justin Hodgman here in Fort Wayne a few years ago, who led him to 3 cups after getting called up from Erie of the OHL. He only played 6 regular season games, then became the playoff MVP on the way to a championship, and sometimes you just get lucky. And right now the Komets are really showing they got someone special in Sparks, as he really knows how to make things happen.
Kaylee Schrock behind the net. Now into the corner, gets it around tried to get it around to Rizk, but a funny bounce off the wall comes out front. And here's Kalamazoo. This is Sirota. Sirota against Kishel. Centering feed to Clark. And knocking the shot away was J.M. Rizk before it could get to Deslauriers. A little bit more fluid action here in this second period than that of what we saw in the first. This is Furman for the Komets. Cross ice feed to Kishel. Kishel dumps it in. Komets will get a change. And Grenier, once again out in front, unable to handle that pass. You got to feel like Grenier, if he can get out in the open ice one-on-one with just about anybody on Fort Wayne, that he's got the advantage.
Grenier is just a great skater, along with Alexander Mallet, who we haven't really heard a lot. Both those guys are big kids. They know how to skate. Mallet was a second-round draft pick of the Canucks last year, and he is one of those high prospects that are down here in Kalamazoo. The K-Wings have certainly enjoyed his services all year with 10 goals. Grenier added his 9th earlier in the game.
This is a nice shift right now put on by Kalamazoo. This is Grenier. Friesen has it in the corner. Gets it up top. Letting it fly, but deflected in
Grenier
front.
was there.
That was Martel, his shot. Now Grenier again. And fanning on the shot was Armstrong. He was in perfect position to score a goal there.
Grenier and Furman were working hard down low in front of the net. Grenier had a scoring chance, but he couldn't connect with the puck.
Five minutes, just over that, here in the second period. Some good action back and forth here in the last several minutes by both squads. This is Brandon Marino into the zone. Nice feed, and a shot is saved by Daniels. Nick Schaus in on the shot off the feed from Marino. We are all knotted up at one apiece here from Fort Wayne. We'll be back with more ECHL hockey on Xfinity.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep, and we're excited. It's Truck Month. It's an award-winning truck, and there's great deals. Ryan, tell us about it.
That's right, Matt. The Ram is North American Truck of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and you can pick up a Ram Quad Cab for just $289 a month.
That's low. Casey, what about the SUVs?
See, that's a good deal, Matt. You can get the all-new Grand Cherokee for $309 a month, or the third-row Durango for $319 per month.
And what about the trade-ins?
You get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade,
even if that doesn't get towed in.
It's Truck Month under the giant American flag, or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Ram Truck Month reminds us that focus and dedication paves the road to something revolutionary. That one-track devotion allows you to do whatever it is you choose to do. We only build trucks, award-winning trucks. Come test it today.
Right now, well-qualified lessees get this exceptional low-mileage lease offer, or $2,250 total cash allowance.
We're back at the Coliseum in Fort Wayne. Second period action last night of the regular season for these two squads. Over 9,000 turning out here in Fort Wayne to see the Komets and K-Wings, these two rivals, going at it one last time for this year.
Well, the Komets are used to leading the league in attendance, and right now going into tonight's game, Ontario had one more fan average than the Komets going into tonight's game. So if there's anything the Komets do win this year, it could be the attendance race with a big crowd of 9,000 here tonight.
Page wrapping it around the boards and getting it over to Charlebois. Charlebois not able to connect on his neutral ice feed, and it goes back into the K-Wing zone. This is Brandon Marino, nice centering feed, but isn't able to get it to Schaus before it's broken up by the K-Wings, and they come back the other way.
Carlander was there to knock it away.
And we've got a whistle and some too many men on the ice, I believe is what they're calling, but the K-Wings bench does not like the call at all.
Yeah, Lysek, he saw it all the way. He barked at the referee immediately, and now the linesmen are going to have a little chat with the referee. And there's a good chance that nope, it's going to stand.
All right, so the Komets are going to get a power play. Too many men on the ice for Kalamazoo. No doubt, Nick Bootland does not like that call one bit, and neither did anybody on his bench.
Nick Bootland played many years for the K-Wings, now the head coach. He's quite familiar with this building.
J.M. Rizk, Aaron Clark facing it off. And Rizk is going to be knocked out of the face-off circle. It'll be Matt Syroczynski instead. Clark ends up winning the face-off as the power play begins for Fort Wayne. Trying to keep it in is Milam, unable to do so, and the K-Wings are able to clear.
Here's Schaus leading the power play. He's had a pretty good night. Unfortunately, doesn't have any points to show for it. He scored a goal last night up in Kalamazoo.
Syroczynski sending it around to Marino. They cycle it around behind. Here's Syroczynski looking for somebody to feed it to. Up top to Milam. Now Schaus. Schaus to Marino. Cross ice. One time to score! Jamie Milam! Power play goal for the Komets.
That's number 5 for Milam since being re-signed in the middle of February, and that's that big shot as it actually went off of Daniel's right pad and into the net. And here's the pass over to Milam, one-timer. And it was just a laser beam. Let's see if Daniels does get that pad on it. Doesn't look like he does, as Milam just snuck it in there between the pad and the post.
Komets take a 2-1 lead. Back-to-back goals after going down 1-0 in this game. They're now up 2-1 on Kalamazoo after the power play goal by Jamie Milam, guy that spent part of the year over in Europe then came back to play for Fort Wayne. Of course, he was a part of the championship team a year ago.
It's the third stint for Jamie Milam as a member of the Komets. He played with the K's back in the UHL.
Grenier in the open ice. He's dangerous, and giving up the body was Tyler Butler to block that shot. But then a nice feed in front. Deslauriers makes a big save on Cloutier.
Pass was a little bit behind Cloutier. He had to go to the backhand.
And a one-timer in front and a score. Nice feed, and I believe that's Grenier again on the backdoor feed, is able to get it by Jeff Deslauriers.
But I think it went off of Lindsey Sparks, actually. We can get another look at it. And that'll be Grenier's second.
It was a bit of a delayed reaction for it to go in. It was a nice feed backdoor.
And here we see the initial shot, and it was Syroczynski's stick that came in.
Oh, Thomas Beauregard.
And Grenier got a stick in there. Maybe he was able to poke it in as we get an ice level. And no, look, Grenier got the stick up there and he knocked it in.
Yeah, but it was Beauregard who deflected it towards, but Grenier stuck with the play, and quickly, very quickly, Kalamazoo is able to tie this thing back up. All right, we are tied back up at 2. Loose puck in front, J.M. Rizk can't finish it off. Schaus sends it back in. And we got a whistle as a Comet is down.
Kaylee
that looks
Schrock
like
is
Kaylee
down.
Schrock, yep.
And the fans, as you can hear, they want a penalty as trainer Sean Dundon comes out to tend to Schrock.
Well, Kaylee Schrock is a tough guy. I mean,
Yeah, they don't make him much tougher than 79 down there, but he's hurt. See if we have a replay of the hit, perhaps. It was away from the puck. And Schrock looks like he's holding his left leg, maybe a hamstring or
it's hard
a knee,
to tell.
perhaps. So he's going to need some help getting off the ice. Well, hopefully Schrock can return. So he gets an ovation here from the home folks.
As you mentioned in the pregame, hometown boy from Fort Wayne. Probably haven't been too many more popular Komets in the long history of the franchise.
Oh, there hasn't been many. Schrock, a definite fan favorite. And like we said before, there'll be big changes in the offseason for Fort Wayne. And this might be the last time you see Kaylee Schrock on the ice.
Well, and if that is the case, you hate to see it.
And being carried off,
yeah,
yes.
That be the last image of things. You definitely know that Kaylee Schrock doesn't want to go out that way. No hockey player wants to go out that way. All right, back to live action. Game tied at 2 after the K-Wings answered the Komets' go-ahead goal. They answer it right back and even things up. Nice feed to Marino. Marino in the open ice. Loses an edge, and here comes the K-Wings back the other way. Letting it fly on Deslauriers is Mallet. Deslauriers makes a nice save. Big contact from behind, fighting for it. Schaus comes away with it. Outlet to Marino. No, he's going to take it into the zone himself. And the centering feed broken up in front by the K-Wings. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the second period now. Tommy Schegler, Shane Albarani bringing you ECHL hockey here on Xfinity. On a fun night here in the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. This is Rizk, the outlets, and it goes all the way down for an icing.
There's a big contingency from Kalamazoo that made the trip down tonight. as we see a lot of red and white in the crowd this evening.
Well, that's a great thing about this rivalry. You know, the Kalamazoo fans come down, visit Fort Wayne. Well, a number of Fort Wayne fans go up and visit when the Komets are in Kalamazoo. It's good to see them back in the same league with one another because it's something that both fan bases, I think, missed while they were in different leagues there. Aaron Clark, shot on Deslauriers is saved easily, and a big rebound comes out the other way, and this is Sparks. Sparks wheeling around. Wheeler tracks it down in the corner as they fight for it. Bay Wings come away with it. J.M. Rizk keeps it in. Big shot by Kishel is deflected, and that took some mustard off of it. Never really got to the net successfully. Sirota sends it in, and Deslauriers easily corrals that and gives off to Kishel. Under 20 seconds left to go. They dump it in, and that will just about bring this period to an end, unless Grenier can come away with a steal here. And that is the end of the second period here from the Coliseum. An eventful second period in which both teams get 2 goals apiece, so we head to the third. All knotted up at 2 here from Fort Wayne. We're going to take a break and be back. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by O'Daniel's Jeep Chrysler Dodge Ram.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get to the top, to gain recognition, and get the world's attention. And when you do all that, you create vehicles that are one of a kind and worthy of a much closer look. Don't miss our entire lineup at the Jeep Showcase event.
Now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $379 a month.
O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance priced, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. How you admire all this depends simply on your point of view. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event. Get $3,500 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2013 Chrysler 200 sedan.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep. It's our showcase event. We have the best minivans in the business. Ryan?
That's right, Matt. Get a brand new Dodge Grand Caravan or a Chrysler Town & Country with standard with DVD. Take it down to spring break for only $299 a month.
I like it. Hey, Casey, what about you?
Now, I have the 2013 Chrysler 200 over 30 miles per gallon for as little as $189 per month. Or the sporty Dodge Avenger for as low as $16,950.
That's low. What about the trade-ins?
Get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade.
Even if it doesn't run.
It's our showcase event of the giant American flag, or jump online
at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Back live at the Memorial Coliseum here in Fort Wayne, and we are all tied at 2 between the Fort Wayne Komets and the Kalamazoo Wings. Well, we have another edition of On the Brink as we take you through the second intermission. We'll be back with the third period of play in just a few moments.
The first period comes to an end. And for the Komets and Coach Al Sims, some adjustments need to be made.
We're going down 3-on-3 here. Make sure they're turning and chasing. And F1, we've got to take the body. Got to get into the body. F2's on the wall, and F3, you've got to hustle your ass up to get to their other defenseman. The reason they're successful in the power play, guys, they got 1, 2, 3 on every point shot. Right in front of the net, one guy screening, 2 guys picking up garbage. And you know the goalies in this league, guys, they're going to stop 99% of the first shots they see. It's the rebounds that they're not going to stop.
There's no way they can get to him and make another save. We need more shots, guys, and we need more traffic, especially on the power play. We're going to change the power play. Chalker's going on the half wall. We'll have Marino down here. Smitty, you're in the slot.
On the offensive side, and then he's sticking the lane here, so he's helping deny this, so the 2-on-1 switches. Right. So, yeah, I understand.
This is a scrapbook that my wife put together for me in '98. Gosh, before children, so. This was my overage year in Kingston in the Ontario Hockey League. Larry Mavety as the coach. So I don't think anybody made it off this team. Matt Cook here. He's put a great NHL career together. Matt Bradley. This is my second year playing for the East York Selects in Toronto. We played the Russians in Pee Wee here. It was a big thing they did like in the local paper. This was a OHL cover of a magazine that just had some I guess kind of the big guns of each team or whatever you want to call it. You got Mark Savard and had some pretty big years for the Bruins. And the rookie card, the only card in the OHL, so I think it's going for 50 cents on eBay maybe. But, now and then you get some people that send the stuff in and you sign it and send it back to the fans. So, gosh, I haven't looked at this in a long time. So. This is when we won the cup the next day for my first championship in 2003. We won the UHL Colonial Cup and we also won the Terry Cup. If you notice, Terry here is missing a stick because he went through some problems the night of the party when we won, and the stick broke off. Put it back together, but that's right when I accepted the cup in 2003. It's actually, I forgot about that picture. We won in overtime. Dustin Beauregard scored the overtime winner. Last one that's kind of important to me too is I got to, play with the big boys, so to speak, and attend NHL training camp. It was the year that Mary Lemieux. He came back and it was his first full training camp, so it was pretty cool just being on the ice with him, and I can't remember who else was there, but it was a long time ago. It was the day it was actually training camp started at 9/11, and I remember coming out of concussion testing, and the first plane hit the towers and. Hit the first tower, sorry, and it's funny that when something like that happens, you remember where you are, and everything was grounded, the flights were grounded, so we had flown in the day before for camp, so if that had happened, maybe I wouldn't have been able to get to NHL training camp. So luckily, I guess I got there before, but it was just a traumatic time for the U.S. and it's a weird memory, I guess, I have for that time, for the country, and personally.
The second period begins with the Komets playing down 2 men because of penalties. If they can kill the power play, they will be at full strength, only down 1 goal.
Try to be not too tight to the goalie, eh? But if you can cross his line of sight as the shot's coming, that's perfect. Deep!
They got one.
Bring it up, that's it. Move the puck. Walk. Behind.
The Komets are able to kill the power play, but on this night, penalties would be a theme for the home team.
We gotta stay on the box here, boys. Me. Offensive zone penalties. Jesus Christ. Step up. No, Smitty, get your stick out to the point.
Come on, man.
No goal. No way. Interference.
The penalty results in a goal, putting the Komets in a 2-0 deficit.
You piece of
Down to 5 minutes, 3 seconds.
Stand up for yourself. You sticking up for your brother? I will. You sticking up for him? Oh, that's cute. Hey, that's cute. Hey, put on the seatbelt. Seatbelt. Strap her on. Strap it on. Do you any time. Let's go. Any time. Oh, what are you going to do?
And don't be afraid to jump down if nobody's on you. Go right to the net.
Hey, White, all we got to do is pick up our intensity level here.
The Komets will have a 2-man advantage for 53 seconds.
Get in on the draw. Make sure we get possession of that puck.
Unfortunately, they can't take advantage.
Can't even get a damn shot on net in a 5-on-3. Jesus Christ.
All we do is go back, get it, turn it over, or they get control, and we get to the red line, and we come back, and we get it, and we fumble, we jump in, we kind of fan and turn, then we back off, then we turn over, and we go back in. It's awful back there.
Skip it. Your buddy goes and picks it up. Support him. Win a battle. Finish a hit. Get it to the net. Get a shot. Crash in there. Hack a guy. Do what you have to do. Finish a fight a guy. Whatever you have to do. Let's get fired up for 20 minutes. We can't be tired. Stick together. Everything positive. Nothing negative.
Got to bring our best every night, and when you don't, you usually hear about it from management, from the coach, and from the leaders on our team. Coaching is a lot of hard work, and if you have assistants, obviously I've coached at the National League level with Anaheim for 3 years, and I was a head coach at the San Jose Sharks for a year. You have a lot of people helping you. At the minor league level here, the AA level, a lot of teams have 2 coaches. We have 1 this year. My former assistant is coaching in Pensacola now, in the Southern Professional Hockey League, so I'm doing a lot of the work myself, and it's a lot about preparation, I think, coaching, and it's getting your team as prepared as possible for the team you're playing. Hey guys, obviously we're struggling right now here with confidence as a team, and the only way to get out of it, guys, is just work, and work smart. Make sure we get it deep, stick to our program the way we play. F1, get in there, take the body. We've got 7 takeouts through 2 periods, 7 hits. And we need 15 shots on net, not 9, not 8, not 6. Every time we get a chance to shoot, it has to go to the net here. In the neutral zone, guys, make sure we're trapping. F1, get between them. F2, make it difficult on them to get the red line. We might get a turnover between the blue lines and turn it into a goal. But we just got to keep working, guys, and work smart. Nothing's changed. We took some penalties. They scored 2 power play goals. So what? We can do the same thing here. We can beat this team 5-on-5. We know we can.
The third period starts with the Komets trailing by 2.
That's it, Burns, gonna drive that net.
The penalties continue to mount for the Komets.
I think you could feel it almost from the night before. We'd lost 2-0 the night before, or 2-1, I think, and we didn't play a very good game. So kind of what happens is you're in front of your home crowd. Coaches are all over you. You want to have a big Saturday night win, so you're gripping your sticks a little bit tighter. You fall behind. You're trying to play catch up, so you're gripping the sticks even more, so you can just feel it. Guys start to get frustrated, start taking penalties, which has been a big problem with us as of late. And you can just see the look on guys' faces. You're falling down 1, you're falling down 2, you're falling down 3. You're like, well, how are we going to come back from this?
On this night, the Komets would not be able to come back, and they fall to the Icemen 5-0.
Yeah, well, obviously it wasn't a pretty Saturday night a week ago, but that's kind of the way things happen. We just didn't get out there. We were slumping, I guess, basically is how you can say it.
We didn't have it that night, but I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of nights that you don't have it, but it's whether mentally you can somewhat push through.
I personally definitely think there's good losses. If we're going to go out and battle hard for 60 minutes and win your battles and work and leave everything out there, and you lose, then so be it. That's the way it goes, At any point in time, whether it's Chalk or myself, we could be without a job. I mean, I've had a little bit of a slow start this year and haven't had the numbers in these first few games like I normally do. And I mean, I gotta pull up my socks. I gotta play stronger. I gotta get more points. I gotta contribute more. That's just what I expect of myself, but it's also what the organization expects of me.
Sometimes you have to hear tough things, and it's how you react to them and how you deal with them is going to be really, the difference.
Their power play's outperforming ours right now. You're not going to win games with 7 hits. We usually have 11 or 12 in a period.
Once you're going downhill, I mean, it's hard to stop things, so you got to keep things swinging upwards and keep plugging away.
When you're not doing well, we find out what kind of guy you are, what kind of man you are, and we find out what kind of men we have on our team. And when you're a leader or you're a veteran guy, you have an A or C or whatever on your jersey, people are looking at you. What you need to do as a leader and a manager and a coach is, take all the excuses out of everybody and your employees, you put it back on them, and you're able to hold them accountable. And that's what you need to do when times are tough.
You need to deserve to win and want to win, and you need to come out and give your best effort. And I believe if you're going to do that, you're going to come out on top most of the time.
We're here to win games. We're in the business of winning. We're not in the business of making friends and hanging out. And why we're here is to win hockey games, put people in the stands, sell advertising. It's just, it is what it is. I've always said if you don't like it, get a dress job.
Ram Truck Month reminds us that focus and dedication paves the road to something revolutionary. That one-track devotion allows you to do whatever it is you choose to do. We only build trucks, award-winning trucks. Come test it today.
Right now, well-qualified lessees get this exceptional low-mileage lease offer, or $22.50 total cash allowance.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you insist on setting yourself apart, rising above, and standing out, it attracts all kinds of endorsements. See our 2013 lineup at the Dodge Showcase event.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on select Dart SXDs for $149 a month or purchase and get $1,500 total cash allowance.
Second intermission here at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. An eventful second period of play. 2 goals scored by each team, but this was an early opportunity by Nick Schaus, shorthanded. And standing up to the test was Ryan Daniels. And then moments later on that same power play, it was Alexander Grenier on the tic-tac-toe goal that made it 1-0 Kalamazoo. But here came the Fort Wayne Komets. Thomas Beauregard goes up top to beat Daniels to tie the game at 1. And then later on, as the K's were on the power play, Jamie Milam on the one-timer beats Daniels, but then just moments after that, less than a minute in fact, Grenier on the backdoor feed, stuck with it in front, and that's where we stand, tied at 2 here going into the third.
Taking a look at the stats going into the third period. Shots, Kalamazoo up 26-22, and there you see the penalty minutes pretty close, but the Komets 18 already in 2 periods. We'll be back with the third period after this.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep, and we're excited. It's Truck Month. It's an award-winning truck, and there's great deals. Ryan, tell us about it.
That's right, Matt. The Ram is North American Truck of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and you can pick up a Ram Quad Cab for just $289 a month.
That's low. Casey, what about the SUVs?
See, that's a good deal, Matt. You can get the all-new Grand Cherokee for $309 a month, or the third-row Durango for $319 per month.
And what about the trade-ins?
You get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade.
Even if that doesn't get towed in.
It's Truck Month under the giant American flag, or jump online
at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. How you admire all this depends simply on your point of view. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event.
Get $3,500 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2013 Chrysler 200 sedan.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get to the top, to gain recognition, and get the world's attention. And when you do all that, you create vehicles that are one of a kind and worthy of a much closer look. Don't miss our entire lineup at the Jeep Showcase event,
Now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $379 a month.
O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance price, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at O'Daniel Auto.
All right, back here for the beginning of the third period from Fort Wayne. Last 20 minutes. See if this thing can be decided in regulation as we head in all knotted up. K-Wings on the attack first. And in front, shot goes wide by Clark. And here come the Komets the other way. Syroczynski into the zone and offside. Rizk was just a little bit ahead of Syro. Tommy Schegler and Shane Albarani here from Fort Wayne. All right, Matt Furman loses the face-off to the K-Wings, and here comes Kalamazoo the other way. Grenier fighting for it in the corner. Furman comes away with it, leaves it for Butler. And Butler whips it around. Fighting for it is Klotz. All the way down to the other end. Wheeler knocks, nice centering feed, and a shot out front. Loose puck in front.
That was Klotz, and Kalamazoo's going to pick up a penalty here. Garrett Klotz was the man in front of the net, just could not get the stick on the puck, and another hooking call looks like going to be called here on Kalamazoo.
And nice opportunity for Fort Wayne early on in this period. Let's take another look at it.
I think Wheeler was the hookie on this play.
And that's Wheeler right there.
He takes the puck right away from 14. That's Martell, who is one of the junior players that Kalamazoo signed.
That was a nice play by Wheeler. And you mentioned earlier in the broadcast that he's kind of Mr. Hustle for this Fort Wayne team. Definitely showed it there. Big shot in front, loose puck in front. Rizk ends up getting it around the corner to Milam.
Schaus again with a big shot. I don't believe it got through to Daniels, but Schaus has had quite a few shots on goal this evening.
Sirota kind of out behind everybody there, but unable to get the feed that had come down. And here comes Schaus the other way with it.
Kalamazoo, one of the best penalty killing teams in the league there. Penalty kill ranks number 5 in the entire ECHL. They've killed them all off tonight.
Saved by Daniels. Centering feed in front. Syroczynski couldn't get good wood on it. Komets still on the attack. J.M. Rizk. And it's knocked away and cleared by Kalamazoo. Still a minute left on the power play for Fort Wayne. And here's Jamie Milam. Milam on the boards. Gets it taken away from him. And Kalamazoo able to clear once again. This is Beauregard. And Furman, and an offside can be called. That was a close one. Matt Furman was going to have a golden opportunity walking in on Ryan Daniels, but instead it'll be a face-off outside of the zone.
Yeah, that was Sparks all the way over on the far side who got over the blue line a little bit too quickly. But that just goes with a kid who's very enthusiastic out there, trying to get ahead of the play. And we'll have to reset the face-off here, as both players are probably going to get booted out, as one was offsides.
And it is Furman that has to take a seat over on the wing. But face-off won by the Komets, and they send it in. Kishel wraps it around the boards. Snatched out of the air with the hand, Tyler Butler. Here's Thomas Beauregard into the zone. Loses it momentarily on the wall. Now gets it back behind. It's taken quickly by Charleboy. And the K-Wings clear, and that'll just about do it for the power play for the Komets. Full strength back for Kalamazoo. Furman sends it in. The Komets are going to get a change. So an uneventful power play there for Fort Wayne. Now let's see if Kalamazoo can build upon that. Kalamazoo gets a change. Friesen gives chase inside of the Komet zone. J.M. Rizk comes away with it, leaves it for Haggerty. Haggerty's shot gloved by Daniels.
Kaylee Schrock back out on the ice. He was the one coming in there near the far post, but Rizk couldn't put it too far out in front of the goaltender, and Daniels was right there. Was able to glove it down before Schrock could have a chance.
And there is Kaylee Schrock back out on the ice. Of course, he went down late in that second period with what appeared to be at the time a significant injury. I didn't expect to see him back on the ice tonight.
Well, he seems to be favoring that left side a little bit as he goes off the ice. He's probably still hurting as Kalamazoo picks up another hooking penalty, and the Komets go back on the power play.
And they win the face-off, set up shot. This is Schaus. To Marino in the corner, back to Schaus. Syroczynski setting up shop in front. Cross ice, one-timer!
That's a big shot by Jamie Milam, and you saw it right there. He put everything behind that one, and you could hear that puck hitting the blade of the goaltender, Daniels, from all the way up here in the press box.
And he has got probably the best shot on the team from a big shot from the point standpoint, and he put everything he had into that one, as you mentioned. I mean, that was a big save by Daniels. That's something that we've talked about earlier. They've had trouble, have the Fort Wayne Komets, of getting goaltenders to go from side to side, and that definitely helped. Or in that particular play, they had Daniels moving, but he makes the big save.
Still a minute left on this power play as Marino back out there, and Schaus on the point. Schaus is a very good stick handler, and he's one of these guys that he might be the one to quarterback the power play, but no one has really stepped up from the defensive side. We've had two wingers out there this year, and there's Schaus. Oh, didn't get through the game.
He's stuck in front. Marino couldn't get wood on it, but now he has it behind, looking for somebody to center to. Syroczynski is in front, but Marino's unable to get it to him, and there's 30 seconds left in the power play as Kalamazoo is able to clear. Both teams change. And too many men on the ice for the Komets.
Looks that way. That's going to negate the power play, the rest of it anyway.
You see Kaylee Schrock there back on the ice. You'll remember in the second, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, this is the hit on Schrock that had him then leave the game with an apparent leg injury. Kind of gets ridden into the boards there. He is back on the bench right now. Good look from our guys down in the truck.
That was Brandon Martell, one of the junior players picked up by Kalamazoo, kind of was falling down and just kind of took Schrock with him.
Back to live action now. And it's 4-on-4 for the next 15 seconds, and then Kalamazoo is going to be on the power play. Brandon Marino tries a center. Grenier had it go off his skate, but now Kalamazoo comes back the other way. Kalamazoo now on the power play. J.M. Rizk slips a check. It bounces out right in front of Deslauriers, and he covers up quickly.
Smart play there by Deslauriers. Didn't take any chances. We got some more talking going on. It's Rizk and Friesen. Friesen was assigned to the Kalamazoo Wings by the Canucks on March 13th. spent most of the season in the AHL with the Chicago Wolves.
All right, face-off coming here in Fort Wayne zone. It's going to be John Armstrong against Matt Furman. Fought for, still fought for. Coming away with it is Page. Page gets it over. Down low. Cloutier sent it down there. Bounces out in front. Komets trying to get it out. Still haven't been able to do so, and now they do. There's Cloutier. Gives off to Armstrong, and here comes the Zoo. Over to Grenier. He has hurt the Komets tonight. 2 goals. Fighting for it. A big shot in front, goes wide. That was Mallet. Page now as they keep it in the Fort Wayne zone.
Laurier just got a piece of that with his glove and knocked it wide.
And there's Cloutier coming away with it. Perhaps the last rush of this power play. Cloutier gets it in. Armstrong sends it in, and Deslauriers sticks it over into the corner. Grenier to Mallet. And it goes up and over to the other corner. Armstrong is the one that walks in and look for a feedback door to Grenier. Can't get a shot off, and now the Komets do come away with it, and that is about going to do it for the power play.
Grenier sneaking in the back door. He was a couple inches away from having a hat trick.
He is a savvy young player. Komets have had a hard time putting a mark on him all night. 12 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here. We are all tied up in Fort Wayne. Nice feed from Brandon Marino. Big shot and a save by Daniels. J.M. Rizk. That was a golden opportunity. Fort Wayne was not able to connect, so we stay all tied up.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get to the top, to gain recognition, and get the world's attention. And when you do all that, you create vehicles that are one of a kind and worthy of a much closer look. Don't miss our entire lineup at the Jeep Showcase event.
Now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $379 a month.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance price, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
Welcome back to the Coliseum. A big shot by J.M. Rizk right before we went to break there, and we stay tied at 2. This is Kaylee Schrock, taken down earlier in the game, had to go to the locker room, has come back out. We've talked throughout that this perhaps could be his last game, and did not want to go out while sitting on a training table.
Well, someone else who probably doesn't want to go out that way is Colin Chalk, longtime captain here with Fort Wayne. He has been on the shelf most of the season. Right now he is behind the bench with Coach Al Sims. It'll be real interesting to see if Chalk wants to come back and play one more year.
There is Colin Chalk barking out orders behind that bench. All right, Brandon Marino with the turnover in the neutral zone, sends it into the corner. Komets get a change. Marino gives chase, comes away with the puck. Is he able to rub the Kalamazoo player off the puck? Big shot by Tyler Butler, and another save by Daniels.
You know, Tyler Butler, he's got a great shot as well, but he's one of these guys who just doesn't seem to take them. It kind of reminds me of like Brandon Warner, who played for the Komets a few years ago, who had a great shot but just didn't take as many as he should have. And there's Butler, he wound up. And Daniels, no one was in the way to screen him, so he was able to make the easy save.
right, so face-off. Beauregard trying to track it down in the corner for the Komets, unable to come away with it. Instead, it's Reed, but Reed is taking off the puck, and the Komets have it back. This is Butler. Send it in, deflection in front from Beauregard, but Daniels is there.
I think Elgin Reed actually got a piece of that. It deflected off of his leg and went wide of the net.
All right, here comes Kalamazoo the other way. Shot, pad save by Deslauriers.
Now that was a big fat rebound. You don't see Deslauriers leave too many of those, but he knocked that right out in front of the net.
Butler sending it in to the corner. Matt Furman giving chase. Fighting with Armstrong. Fox knocks his man off of the puck, but Page is able to get it back and send it around. And here comes Martell sending it up, but it's going to be an icing.
Komets trying to snap a 5-game losing streak, and also a losing streak of losing games here at home in front of crowds over 9,000. So Komets, of course, would like to end the season on a high note with a victory over their rival, the Kalamazoo Wings. Wings 8-6-1 on the season against the Komets, so they'll win the season series regardless of the outcome of this one.
Here is Grenier once again. He has been the Komet killer tonight. Backhand, and Deslauriers covers up.
That time Grenier had Schaus strafed all over him. As we get a look at the defensive play by Schaus and the save by Deslauriers. Look at Grenier just moving. He gets past Schaus, who's a pretty good skater himself. Deslauriers is able to make the easy save.
Midway through the third period here, still tied at 2. Who is going to get that next goal and change this game? Right forward in the corner, coming away with it is Martell. And nobody able to get it, and it goes all the way through, and another icing call, so it'll come back down to the other end. You see the Komets bench there. Saw a couple shots of Colin Chalk behind there with his arms folded. He has been a great Komet over the years. And as Shane said, the season not really ending the way that he would have liked for several reasons. Syroczynski sends it in, goes off the side of the post, and the outside of the cage, and McCarron comes out to the K-Wings. They corral and send it in, and now we'll get chase. Grenier walking in. Bothered by Kishel. Grenier loses his edge. Kishel's going to take it away quickly, but Armstrong quickly sends it back in. Grenier try to centering feed, poked away. Sending it in again, another shot. That was Reed. Deslauriers is there. This is Jamie Milam. He's got the big slap shot. Tries to make a move. It's taken away.
Elgin Reed with the poke check there on Milam rather.
Turnover in the neutral zone. This is Beauregard giving it up to Marino. Marino with his head up, looking for somebody to pass it to. Gives it to Beauregard. Beauregard centering. No one home. Butler sends it. He quickly goes off Marino. And then a big shot is saved with the glove by Daniels. Beauregard sending it in, and Daniels was there.
Marino actually got in the way of Beauregard's first chance. And that shot there, I believe, would have gone wide of the net. As you see, Sparks camped out in front. He takes a little hit from behind from the goaltender. And there it comes out, and it would have been wide, but Daniels makes a great save.
Face-off won by the Komets, Marino.
Number 2 on the night for Thomas Beauregard, 25th of the season. Beauregard is a goal scorer. That was right in his wheelhouse. As we can take another look at it here. Beauregard was left unchecked right in the high slot, and it's Marino who's going to pick up another assist.
Upper 90. No way Daniels is stopping that one from point blank range. You're just not stopping that, Shane.
Well, they caught Daniels. He actually started to lean forward. If Daniels would have stayed upright, he probably would have made that save. But just that split second where he started to go forward towards falling towards his stomach, it cost him.
All right, now the question is, what will Kalamazoo do to try to answer? They were able to answer back when they went down a goal early within a minute of the Komet goal. Can the K-Wings answer again? Another shot in front, backhand by Kaylee Schrock, and that one didn't have nearly as much on it and also may have gone wide, but Daniels is there.
Well, Thomas Beauregard being signed earlier in the year after being dropped by San Francisco. Of course, Beauregard last year in the CHL with Wichita, the team the Komets beat for the President's Cup in the Central Hockey League. Thomas's older brother, David Alexander, of course, played for the Komets back in the UHL days.
8 minutes to go here in Fort Wayne. ECHL hockey here on Xfinity, and a big check there by Nick Schaus, and now a little bit of
here we go.
activity.
It's Klotz and Friesen. Two big boys out there pounding away. Oh no, that's Grenier. Two heavyweights duking it out. Garrett Klotz with a big left hand, and that gets the 9,000 plus here at the Coliseum on their feet.
All right, now Shane, there are fights and there are fights. That was fighting at the big boy table. I mean, those were two guys, two big guys, as Klotz goes 6'6", 250.
And here's the initial hit. Look at Schaus lowering the boom on Friesen. And then behind the net, Grenier goes after Schaus. And Klotz says, I'm having none of that. And he goes after Grenier. And Grenier held his ground there, but look at Klotz just pummeling away.
There were some solid shots landed by both players there.
Klotz trying to get the helmet off. And Klotz is busted wide open.
Yeah, I really think some of those shots right there, Shane, with the helmet still on, the top of that helmet across the brow probably cut in to Klotz pretty good.
The visor got Klotz, looks like right above the left eyebrow. So this actually, we've had a little bit of blood on the ice tonight. It's turned it into one of those classic Kalamazoo-Fort Wayne games.
Yeah, that was a good one. So it is going to be the Komets that get the power play out of the whole thing. Actually, should say it's
Kalamazoo
that gets the Kalamazoo. I'm sorry, or gets the power play. And a shot on goal, still loose in front. Deslauriers covers up. It's really a key moment in this game.
Oh, up on the scoreboard, they got the penalty against Thomas Beauregard, but I don't think that is correct.
Yeah, that was what was confusing me, actually. I was trying to figure out. But nonetheless, a big moment here for the K-Wings as they try to even this game up.
88 shots last night, and we're closing towards 70 tonight combined between these two teams.
Friesen wraps it around. This is Page. Page gets it over. This is Cloutier. Cloutier to Friesen. Back to Cloutier, sends it in front. And corralling is Mallet. Now Friesen walking in, back to Mallet. And poking it away with the stick was Deslauriers. That was a great play.
Deslauriers just shows that experience that he's an NHL goaltender, and what's great about Deslauriers is that he just never panics. He had that play controlled right from the get-go.
Minute left on the power play. K-Wings into the zone. This is Armstrong in the corner. Looking to center and bringing it on the other side of the ice here to Reed. Reed, nice feed over to Friesen. Friesen back to Armstrong. Looking for some open ice. Sending in is Reed, and it goes wide. And here is Furman out in front, and he's going to actually push on the brakes as the Komets get a change. All right, here comes the Zoo. Carlander, the 41-year-old veteran, maybe playing in his last game as well, who knows. Clark keeps it in the zone for the K-Wings. This is Clark. Working around. And a big shot in front, goes way wide. That was a swing and a miss by Charleboy. Here's Clark again. Clark in front, shot blocked. Carlander keeps it in, but the Komets get it out of the zone, and the power play is successfully killed. Beauregard fighting for it behind the play, and Schaus ends up gaining control momentarily, but the K-Wings send it back in. Stealing it away, and near shot by Leon. And Schaus is being really bothered by the young K-Wing player.
As Elgin Reed, he's had a pretty good night. There's a scoring chance for Fort Wayne. As Marino now along the far boards, Beauregard in front.
And Marino tried to keep it in, but instead it's Friesen going the other way. Friesen in front, wrapping around. Haggerty steals it away. Schaus is out in front and is not able, and has ended up taken down in a big way, and no penalty call.
That was actually real good defense by Reed. He took his man off the puck, and it looked worse than what it really was.
I don't agree with you on that one. he extended his arm with the stick in. I don't know. That was a questionable call, but either way, it was a physical play. All right, Syroczynski winds up, lets it go. Daniels there for the save. And a wraparound goal by Syro as he sticks with it and gives the Komets a 2-goal lead.
Number 10 for Syroczynski, and that's what they brought him back for. Such a big guy with great quick hands and a wraparound. He sneaks it inside the post, and the Komets finally with a 2-goal lead here at home. Coliseum has not been kind to the Komets this year. And right now they're on their way to maybe snapping this 5-game losing streak. As here's the replay. Rizk with a nice pass. Syro just throws it at the net, and it goes in.
He had the big shot initially. Daniels left the rebound, and Syro was able to come back around the other side and get it to go with the wraparound goal in the much-needed breathing room for the Komets, as they're now up 4-2 with under 5 minutes to play here in the Coliseum. This is Leon. Sending it down into the corner. Leon continuing to fight for it. Jamie Milam on him, but the youngster works in front. And now Mallet lets one fly. Excuse me, Martel, but Deslauriers is there. And we have to take a break. 4-2. Oh, excuse me, we're going to keep it right here. 4-2. Komets looking to kill this one off. One of the things that they have struggled with is holding on to leads late, Shane, and see if they can finish one off here on this final night of the season. We see this replay.
We get another look at the goal as the goaltender, he split his legs wide open, and Daniels couldn't close the 5-hole, and the Komets are up 4-2, and they're looking for more. Beauregard again on the shot. Beauregard, 11 goals on the season against Kalamazoo.
All right, so face off here, J.M. Rizk and Aaron Clark. Neutral zone, Brandon Marino working it around. Tyler Butler sends it up, and Risker taps it in. Three minutes left to go here in the season. Aaron Clark just walking in, and no one stops the puck, and Deslauriers is able to make a big save. And a weak little shot backhanded in by Schrock is snatched out of the air by Daniels. No one stopping the puck there, Shane.
Oh no, Kaylee Schrock picked that one up, and he went all the way to the outside, and he maybe would have a little better outcome if he had charged hard to the net. As the Komet fans on their feet, even though the Komets not going to the playoffs, this game has kind of had a playoff feel, as both these teams want to end the season with a win.
Matt Furman set to face it off against Friesen, and Schaus keeps it in for the K's. And there's Furman. Coutier all over him behind, pokes it away momentarily. Furman tracks it back down. Sends it in. Schrock working in front. Not able to corral. Here's Furman though. Furman's got a little bit of space. Goes off of Cloutier's leg and into the back wall. And here is Schrock. Syroczynski comes away with it, but he's rubbed off the play as the K-Wings try to get it out, and they do so. And here comes Kalamazoo. Armstrong, backhanded, puck loose in front, fight for it, still in the crease, still loose, and
big pileup as Deslauriers actually had to turn his back to the ice. He was determined to keep that puck out. If Kalamazoo scores one more, we got a different hockey game as we get a different look at it. There's the initial backhand by Armstrong, and Haggerty was trying to help Deslauriers out, but he might have done more harm than good. You see Lysick in there as well for Kalamazoo, and somehow Deslauriers held on.
2 minutes left to go in this season. Komets holding on to a 4-2 lead over Kalamazoo. K-Wings trying to get a goal so they can get to within one. Make this thing interesting down the stretch. One-timer goes wide. Schrock fighting for it. And gives it off to Rizk, and Rizk going to be called for offsides. Al Sims. Should be interesting to see what happens with not only Sims, but the rest of this roster as they head into the offseason. Here's the youngster Sparks. Banks it off the wall. Syroczynski just out of his reach, but here comes Sparks. And he just sends it back behind where Marino's going to get it on the other side. He kind of fans on the shot. They tried to keep it deep. Leon tries to give off to Carlander, and an offsides as Carlander wasn't able to keep it in.
You see Brandon Marino going off the ice there. Might be his last shift of the season. That was the bright spot for the Komets, bringing him over 2 assists tonight. He might end up in the top 5 in scoring in the entire league, depending on what else happens tonight. But Marino, coming over from Quad City in the Central Hockey League, has definitely been one of the few bright spots for the Komets this year.
Icing on the Komets, so we're going to come back down to the other end.
There we see Brandon Marino He's now an alternate captain. With Brett Smith out. Right now he's 6th in the league with 72 points. And he's got 2 more tonight.
All right, fight for it off of the face-off. And Mallet is rubbed away, and they send it back around the other side. Out fighting for it once again. Armstrong in there as well for the K-Wings. Under a minute to go here from the Coliseum. The Komets up 4-2 on Kalamazoo. And still fighting for it down low. Finally, it's Rizk. Dangerous little pass out through the crease. Thomas Beauregard trying to kill a little time here as we're under 30 seconds to go. It appears Komets are going to get the win as the shot gets deflected up into the netting.
As Coach Nick Bootland not pulling the goaltender for the extra attacker. As it looks like the outcome of this one has been decided with 21 seconds left.
Rizk loses the face-off. Shot sent in but wide. Komets clear. One last rush here from the K-Wings. Friesen sends it in behind Leon. Kishel is upended. And Furman is going to clear it, and that will bring this one to a close. They may not be headed to the postseason, but the Fort Wayne Komets do get a win on the final night of their first season in the ECHL. 4-2, the final. The Komets beat Kalamazoo.
Great effort by both teams tonight with the Komets. They break a 5-game losing streak after getting the loss last night up in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo does win the season series against the Komets, but the Komets do get the last laugh. They get their final win of the season, breaking a 5-game losing streak.
We will take a break here from the Coliseum. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at the stats and go over our final thoughts as the Komets beat Kalamazoo here in Fort Wayne by a final of 4-2. You are watching ECHL hockey on Xfinity.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep. It's our showcase event. We have the best minivans in the business. Ryan?
That's right, Matt. Get a brand new Dodge Grand Caravan or a Chrysler Town & Country with standard with DVD. Take it down to spring break for only $299 a month.
I like it. Hey, Casey, what about you?
Now, I have the 2013 Chrysler 200 over 30 miles per gallon for as little as $189 per month. Or the sporty Dodge Avenger for as low as $16,950.
That's low. What about the trade-ins?
Get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade.
Even if it doesn't run.
It's our showcase event of the giant American flag, or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Chrysler is having their showcase event. When engineering is beautiful in its own right, and you have something others covet, there's no off switch on the spotlight. How you admire all this depends simply on your point of view. Hurry in for great offers at the Chrysler Showcase event.
Get $3,500 total cash allowance or 0% financing for 72 months on the 2013 Chrysler 200 sedan.
Welcome back to Fort Wayne. You see the final score there. The Fort Wayne Komets 4, Kalamazoo 2 here on this final night of the regular season. They are preparing for a long-standing tradition for the Komets, which is the end of the season award ceremony down on the ice. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will go over some of the highlights of the game summary of how the Komets arrived at this 4-2 victory. We'll be right back.
At Jeep, we're having our showcase event. Over the years, we've learned what it takes to get to the top, to gain recognition, and get the world's attention. And when you do all that, you create vehicles that are one of a kind and worthy of a much closer look. Don't miss our entire lineup at the Jeep Showcase event,
Now, well-qualified lessees can lease the 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4 for $379 a month.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance priced, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
Dodge is having their showcase event. When you insist on setting yourself apart, rising above, and standing out, it attracts all kinds of endorsements. See our 2013 lineup at the Dodge Showcase event.
Well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on select Dart SXDs for $149 a month or purchase and get $1,500 total cash allowance.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep, and we're excited. It's Truck Month. It's an award-winning truck, and there's great deals. Ryan, tell us about it.
That's right, Matt. The Ram is North American Truck of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and you can pick up a Ram Quad Cab for just $289 a month.
That's low. Casey, what about the SUVs?
See, that's a good deal, Matt. You can get the all-new Grand Cherokee for $309 a month, or the third-door Durango for $319 per month.
And what about the trade-ins?
You get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade,
even if that doesn't get towed in.
It's Truck Month under the giant American flag, or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Tommy Schegler, Shane Albarani back here at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, where tonight the Fort Wayne Komets were able to top the Kalamazoo K-Wings by a final of 4-2, a game, Shane, that was tied at 2 headed into the third, and then the Komets just get a couple of go-ahead goals in that last period.
And we take a look at the goals, starting with the scoring. Kalamazoo getting on the board first.
Alexander Grenier, on that tic-tac-toe.
He snaps it by Deslauriers.
Thomas Beauregard a little bit later on goes top shelf to make it knotted up at 1, and then a little bit later on the power play, Jamie Milam on a one-timer off a nice feed beats Daniels. That made it 2-1. Less than a minute later, though, as we're still in the second period, it's Grenier slicing backdoor, deflected in front by one of the Komets, but Grenier kept with it, and he knotted the game up. That's where we were headed into the third period, and the third really all Fort Wayne. In front on a nice feed, Thomas Beauregard, his second goal of the night, and then Matt Syroczynski left there from J.M. Rizk, a wraparound goal to make it 4-2. And that is where things stood at the end. 4-2, Komets win. And we take a look at the stats there, Shane.
Now the final stats, Komets 38 shots, Kalamazoo had 34. And you combine that with last night's 88. These two teams put a lot of rubber on the net. You see the saves there, 34 for Daniels, 32 for Deslauriers. And again, big night for penalties. The Komets had 27 minutes on the night, KZoo with 25. As that will wrap things up here for this 2012-2013 season.
We will have final thoughts and wrap this puppy up from Fort Wayne when we come back. You're watching ECHL Hockey on Xfinity.
It's the Dodge Boys here at Glenbrook Dodge Chrysler Jeep. It's our showcase event. We have the best minivans in the business. Ryan?
That's right, Matt. Get a brand new Dodge Grand Caravan or a Chrysler Town & Country with standard with DVD. Take it down to spring break for only $299 a month.
I like it. Hey, Casey, what about you?
Now, I have the 2013 Chrysler 200 over 30 miles per gallon for as little as $189 per month. Or the sporty Dodge Avenger for as low as $16,950.
That's low. What about the trade-ins?
Get a minimum of $3,000 for your trade,
even if it doesn't run.
It's our showcase event of the giant American flag, or jump online at GlenbrookDodge.com.
Ram Truck Month reminds us that focus and dedication paves the road to something revolutionary. That one-track devotion allows you to do whatever it is you choose to do. We only build trucks, award-winning trucks. Come test it today.
Right now, well-qualified lessees get this exceptional low-mileage lease offer, or $2,250 total cash allowance.
Stupid rain. Yeah, you know it does that.
You don't have Xfinity?
No.
Right.
So.
I can think of other ways we can entertain ourselves.
Oh, yeah, that's on.
Okay.
Sure. Maybe we'll keep it higher.
No,
Yeah,
that's...
Ditch satellite. Awesome is getting a better TV experience, rain or shine, with Xfinity. For a great offer, call 1-800-XFINITY.
Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is celebrating their grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center right on Illinois Road. This new facility has over 300 certified vehicles, clearance price, some as low as $39.95, plus a huge selection of town and country minivans as low as $99.95. Over 100 vehicles with payments starting under $199 a month. The grand opening of the all-new pre-owned sales center only at O'Daniel Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Illinois Road next to Meyer, or shop online at o'danielauto.com.
And welcome back here to the War Memorial Coliseum. That is David Franke, general manager of the Komets, as they are beginning the ceremony to give away postseason awards for the Komets here in Fort Wayne after a 4-2 win over Kalamazoo on this season finale. And neither of these teams headed to the playoffs, as we've talked about, Shane. So in a lot of respects, a disappointing year for both franchises. An entertaining night tonight, but not what either of these organizations were hoping for headed in.
Well, yes, it is. You know, it's disappointing for both clubs, but you know what? If you're going to close the season, close it out this way. Both teams played very well tonight. We had a huge crowd. It had a playoff atmosphere. Both teams certainly weren't saying, you know, this season's over, let's pack it in. Hey, these guys played hard tonight. And one of the best rivalries in minor league hockey, 376 meeting between Fort Wayne and Kalamazoo, and it turned into one of those old-time hardcore Fort Wayne Kalamazoo games as it got a little testy. But both these teams are saying goodbye to the season tonight.
All right, well, that will do it for us here from the Coliseum. A hard-hitting night in Fort Wayne ends with the Komets getting a 4-2 win over Kalamazoo. We hope you enjoyed the evening. For Shane Albarani, my partner, I'm Tommy Schegler saying so long from Fort Wayne. This has been ECHL Hockey on Xfinity.